It is an absolutely gorgeous night here at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas. As we get you set for tonight's 7A championship between Bentonville and Bryant. All the fans starting to make their way into the stadium for tonight's contest. Westmore, we have had some great crowds here at War Memorial Stadium, especially for that 6A game that we wrapped up with just a minute ago. Greenwood and Shiloh Christian, it was an absolutely great game. And Greenwood once again wins another state championship.
If you like offense, you would have loved that game. Those two teams were going back and forth. The first half was absolutely fantastic. Second half slowed down a little bit when Greenwood started running the ball a little bit more. But Greenwood was a machine. Kate Archer, once again, fantastic. You know what? Shiloh Christian had their plays too and made it a ball game, an entertaining game until the end when Greenwood's holding up the state trophy one more time.
And Kane Archer was the MVP of the 6A state championship game. But you know what? State championships just don't end this weekend. In fact, next Saturday, we've got the 4A game and the 3A game.
Very excited about the 4A game next Saturday at noon. Elkins and Arkadelphia. They've been pretty much 1-2 in the polls all year. Elkins and Arkadelphia, two of the best teams. All comes down to them. And then in 3A, Bismarck's had a great season, undefeated, winning a conference title. They'll try to make it a season for the history books with one more win, but of course Salem wants to spoil the party in the last high school football game of the season.
It's kind of crazy. We're already wrapping things up, but you know what? We've got a game tonight. It's the 7A game. You know, last year's 7A game between Bentonville and Fayetteville was a heck of a ball game. We've got the highlights from last year. Bentonville really, they beat Bryant last year, made it to the championship game, and the rest was history.
Yeah, Bryant had won 5 straight state championships in Bentonville, the last team to beat Bryant last year in the semifinals. They get to the finals, but it's Fayetteville that takes home the state championship. And we know, and we knew a couple of weeks ago, that there would be a new 7A state champion, and we're going to find out tonight if it's Bryant or Bentonville.
Well, it's coming up next. It's the Bentonville Tigers taking on the Bryant Hornets in the 7A state championship as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
No cameras, no witnesses.
That was convenient. From the beginning, then.
Welcome!
How then? Oh, I like that.
Very promising.
Tell us everything.
Look, I am in charge.
What's your secret?
I trust my team.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, Fred, we have exactly no fun.
So, what have you ladies been up to today?
The plot thickens.
Why did you think you could just run off on your own?
Because I'm carrying a gun.
Wicked looking thing.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Drop the gun.
You drop the gun.
This was perfect.
No matter what age you are, 0 to 99, never ever give up learning something new every day. And that's the power of Arkansas PBS. It gives you a window to the world. It's a passport that gives you access to places that you may not be able to travel to, but you can go there in the comfort of your own living room. It's a cultural institution preserving the stories of the great state of Arkansas, being really inspired by Arkansas PBS and great programs that are produced locally and nationally. That is gold for your community. So celebrate that and use it as a grand resource. So I encourage you, support this wonderful institution that is Arkansas PBS.
Folks are making their way into the stadium here at War Memorial, and we are just about set for the 7A state title game here at War Memorial Stadium. RJ Hawk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, two teams, two elite programs in Class 7A over the last 10 years. Let's look at the road for Bentonville and how they got to War Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, two conference champions. Both had the number one seed and a bye. That means then they get a home playoff game. Bentonville matched up with their crosstown rival, Bentonville West, after West upset Little Rock Christian here in Little Rock. Then Bentonville moves on and knocks off Conway 36-34, kicked the field goal with 1 second left, back and forth in the fourth quarter, so that tested them. They've played a close game in the fourth quarter, so that helps out Bentonville. Bryant, we'll get to their schedule here in a minute, but here's some key players, or one key player for Bentonville for sure.
Yeah, Trevor Grant, the quarterback for Bentonville. He's really a kid that's 62% completion percentage this year, over 2,400 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he can do a little bit of both, Wes. He can run and throw it. They're going to need him in this ball game to have a successful ball game.
Coach's son, yeah. He's rushed for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, so put it all together, he scored 33 touchdowns this season. He's a big player for Bentonville.
What are some keys for this one?
Well, we just saw the quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it, but they got to be a dual threat offense. They got to be able to throw it. They got to be able to run it. You just can't do one thing against this Bryant defense. You also want to make Bryant one-dimensional. You want to make the Hornets throw. They can run the ball. They've got 2 really good running backs. You want to force Jordan Walker to throw the ball, and then they can't afford to make any turnovers. And that's a key for all these championship games. Whoever wins that turnover battle usually wins the game.
Well, let's take a look at the road for the Bryant Hornets and how they got to War Memorial Stadium.
Of course, they won their conference, the 7A Central, and got a first-round bye. Then they hosted Cabot, one of their 7A Central teams that they played earlier in the season, shut them out 45-0. Then beat Pulaski Academy, another team from the 7A Central, beat them 41-7. So you look at it, only one team has been able to score in Bryant in the postseason so far.
Yeah, only 7 points allowed. And Jordan Walker, the player we're going to highlight in this one. I mean, once again, much like Bentonville's quarterback, he's thrown for over 2,000 yards, 2,200 yards to be exact, 36 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, but he can run the ball too, just like Grant. 417 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. He is a dual threat quarterback, but he's not looking, when he scrambles, he's looking downfield still. He'll take off and run it some, but he's also looking to throw the ball.
When you're looking at keys to the games for Bryant, what would those be?
Well, for Bryant, I want them to be able to run the ball, but you got to get Jordan Walker into the game, throwing it a little bit, running the ball a little bit. Defense, cause some turnovers, create some issues for Bentonville, get those extra possessions, and then wear down Bentonville with that running game. If Bryant can establish the run and just start wearing them out, wearing down the clock, I think Bryant could have a very successful night tonight.
Well, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team down the sideline. Sierra Clark stands by. Hey, Sierra.
Bryant, War Memorial. They've won. However, last year they fell in. Sanders for the Hornets.
Having some technical issues with the microphone for Sierra. We'll check in with her throughout the ball game, see if we can get that done. The captains are at midfield right now for both teams, and we're awaiting the coin toss. See if we can get some audio from down there.
Keep an eye on.
Say it again.
Keep an eye on Eli Hill, number 2 for Bryant. You just saw him, one of the team captains. I know UCA is hot and heavy after him. Maybe a little undersized at defensive end, but he's got these long arms. I think you can see it right there. Maybe only about 6'1", but his wingspan is like 6'7". I've watched about 4 or 5 games of Bryant. I haven't seen anybody block this guy.
Yeah.
He is so much fun to watch. Just keep an eye on number 2 at that defensive end spot throughout the night. And I think you're going to be impressed. And Nathan Brown may be watching this game too and seeing if what this young man can do in a state championship game. I'll tell you who it was. It's Quad Sanders. He's like, I tell every coach who comes through here, you need this guy. But he says if UCA gets him, they got to steal, and he's going to be the next David Walker.
As a former UCA Bear, that being Quad Sanders, I would imagine he's trying to get anybody that he can over to his alma mater. And there are the Bryant Hornets as they make their way onto the playing surface. They were a year removed from being in the state title game, lost last year to Bentonville in the semifinal game. And they've made a return trip back to War Memorial Stadium. And the Bentonville Tigers, they were here last year. They lost to Fayetteville, and they're going to try to get some revenge here at War Memorial Stadium. Glad to have you along wherever you may be across the state of Arkansas. We're glad to be here. It's been a fun weekend so far. Between Thursday, you had the 8-man games, and we had games last night. And now you've got the 7A game and the 6A game that happened earlier in this one. Bryant, they won the toss, and they elected to defer. And real quick, before we go down to the kickoff, let's try one more time on the sidelines and see if we can get Sierra Clark. Go ahead, Sierra.
Yeah, so the Bryant Hornets are very familiar with War Memorial Stadium. They've won 5 straight state championship titles. However, last year they fell in the semifinals to Bentonville, and that was absolutely heartbreaking for head coach Quad Sanders in his first year as head coach for Bryant. But he admitted to me that we could have prepped better, but there's nothing wrong with failure as long as you learn from it. As for Bentonville, they're familiar with this place as well. They've competed at War Memorial for the past 2 state titles, but they haven't won a championship since 2014. And Coach Grant tells me that his team is confident and capable of winning a title.
Thank you, Sierra. We'll be checking in with you throughout the ball game tonight. Back deep is Hayden Oliver for the Bentonville Tigers. As we are just about set and ready to go, Jackson Cook is going to kick things off for the Hornets, and we are just about set and ready to go here at War Memorial Stadium for this 7A state championship game. And I said Cook was kicking off for Bryant. They've actually got Grayson King out there kicking off, and so he'll stick a foot into it, and we are underway in the 7A title game. That'll carry the return man into the end zone, and it'll be brought up by Bentonville, as bringing it up is going to be Hawkins, and Hawkins will take it out past the 10-yard line to the 12. On the tackle was Daniel Anderson for the Bryant Hornets.
Next time he may want to just take a knee in that end zone. That Bryant kickoff coverage unit was flying down the field. They did a fantastic job stopping him at the 12-yard line, so Bentonville with poor field position to start this game.
Well, this will give the Bentonville Tigers the opportunity to score or to attempt to score early in this one. Trevor Grant, as we talked about, a 62% passer on the season, 2,444 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And this is a Bentonville team that's averaging 40 points a game, 420 yards of total offense per game.
Bryant defense ready to send a message early on. One of their key guys, 99, Malachi McDonald. Watch him in the middle, too. This guy is a disruptive force.
Grant just going to hand things off to start this one. And a big running lane that time for his running back, Ficklin. And on the tackle, it was Daryl Moore. And, you know, that's one guy, Wes, that we didn't talk much about in the pregame. Chris Ficklin, 181 carries, 1,163 yards.
16 touchdowns. Older brother played at Bentonville High School. The Bentonville community familiar with the Ficklins. And that's a great start for Bentonville to pick up 8 yards on first down.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 21-yard line. Just underway here in the 7A state championship game. 3 receivers in the formation with a wing back set off that right side. Now here's Grant going to throw it out in the flats. They've got the first down and a little bit more, as that time for Bentonville, it was Mason Hawkins who was on the receiving end of that one. And it's a first down, the first down of the ball game.
Good blocking in front of Hawkins. Had a couple of receivers out there blocking for him. Enables him to move the ball out to the 30-yard line.
You know, that's what we've seen a lot of throughout these championship games. Teams just going with that little 5-yard pass and letting the receiver work in space.
Greenwood wore out Shiloh Christian with that play right there.
Now the 3 receivers set. Ficklin, the running back. And in motion that time, that's Schmidt. Here's a big pass play downfield. It's caught down the 49-yard line. Coming up with it that time for the Bentonville Tigers, it was Mason Hawkins once again.
Matthew Ferguson in the coverage for the Hornets. He was all over him. What a great catch. Actually being pulled down while he was trying to make that catch. Got there a little early. Great concentration.
Tight formation this time. As Grant's going to look to throw. Throwing on the run, and he just overthrows his intended target that time, trying to hook up with his wide receiver. And that was Blair Irvin.
Thought Grant was going to take off and run with that. He had a lot of room to run. Bryant was in man-to-man. They're running with those wide receivers, and once he escaped the pocket, there was nobody out there. He could have picked up the first down easily.
You know, the thing that I watched the Conway game with Bentonville last week. The thing that Grant's got, he's got a strong arm, especially when throwing on the run. The last 2 passes have been on the run, and he delivers a nice ball. 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. Gonna fake it to Ficklin. Working in the flats, and the Hornets right there for a minimal gain on the tackle. It's Jaden Welch. As coming up with it was Conrad Schmidt.
Welch kind of ran with his receiver for a second, but settled down in zone, and once he did, right there, he's there to make the tackle right away. Gave the appearance of going man-to-man and running with his receiver, but after about 4 yards, he just stopped, turned around, saw the throw, made the tackle.
So now you've got your first 3rd down for Bentonville, and it's a 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 47-yard line. And in motion is Schmidt. Grant's gonna roll, throw on the run once again. It's incomplete. That time trying to hook up with Schmidt. On coverage was Tristan Knox for Bryant, and that brings up a 4th down.
Knox read that route. He was closer to making the catch than the Bentonville receiver. Easily just flips it to the ground. That's the first 4th down of this game. And, you know, Bentonville could be aggressive and try to, you know, that's no man's land. You try to go for it on 4th and 8 or play the field position game, and they're going to choose to play the field position game, try to pin Bryant deep and make them drive the length of the field for their first drive.
So back deep is going to be Jonathan Frost for the Hornets. As the punt will be a nice high punt that'll be, they're going to let it hit down at the 6. It took a Bryant roll back to the 9, and so Bryant's going to have the football 1st and 10 from the 9. Probably a good decision by Jonathan Frost not to get that one.
Well, the punter came through and made it a great decision. I mean, that punt was high. That was one of the best punts we've seen this weekend. And not only was it high, it was long, and then it checked up. I thought the Bryant punt returner made a good choice, not going inside his 10, letting the ball hit, but it hit and goes backwards, had a little spin on it, and that was perfect. They played the field position game. The gamble paid off, and now Bryant has to go 91 yards.
So now we'll see the Bryant Hornet offense for the first time tonight. This is led by Jordan Walker, as we talked about, has thrown for over 2,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The lead back is Myron Thrash in the backfield. Gonna hand it to Thrash as he'll go straight up the middle. And the one thing Thrash does is he keeps those legs moving as he takes it out to the 15-yard line.
Got a little help there from Michael Rucker. His big offensive lineman came in and just gave him a nice little push while he kept his legs moving. He also got it all the way out to the 20-yard line, or 15-yard line.
6-yard pickup, 3 wide to the right side. Walker under pressure, he'll step him, he's gonna run with it. Got a nice running lane, out past the 30, stays on his feet to the 35, and he'll be taken down at the 36. It was Will Fusselman who came up to make the stop.
It was a great example of Jordan Walker being the dual threat quarterback. Got out of a little trouble, found a hole, hit that hole, and he's up the field to the 36-yard line before you can blink an eye.
You know, talking with Quad Sanders this week, he said that, you know, early in the season, he couldn't get Jordan to really run. He was wanting him to throw it a whole lot more, and he said something clicked midway through the year where he started to just tuck it and run whenever he got in a bad situation. Here's Walker. Here's Walker out past the 40-yard line, and he'll take it to the 42. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down after a nice 7-yard pickup. On the tackle that time, it was Thornton Meade who came up to make the stop.
I think being pinned down, it kind of forced Bryant to go to that running game a little bit, be a little cautious, but to me that's the strength of their team and this offensive line. Those running backs, when they get that running game going, they are very difficult to stop.
2nd down and 3, ball sitting at the 43-yard line. Walker with an early blitz, and he'll be taken down back at the 41-yard line. 2-yard loss, coming up with a sack. It was Jonah Knapp.
2nd sack of the season for Jonah Knapp. He had 111 tackles coming into this season. You see him just shoot that A-gap. No one picked him up. He's able to bring down Jordan Walker for a sack.
So that brings up a 3rd down and 5 from the 41-yard line. 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Thrash is the running back. Walker's going to keep it himself. He has nowhere to go. He's buried down at the 41. Coming up to make the stop once again was Knapp.
Well, that time they brought Cam Thornton Meade in the blitz. You see there, coming over the guard. Running back picks him up, but he has to go. He's got no decision, no other choice but to go. And you see Knapp come in on the blitz too. Guard misses him. Pick up. It's back-to-back nice plays for this Bentonville defense. Aggressive too.
Grayson King going to come on to punt for the Hornets. And back deep for Bentonville is going to be Schmidt. And Schmidt's going to be swallowed up at the 10-yard line. Coming in to make the stop for the Bryant Hornets, it was Tristan Knox.
Special teams play coming up big for Bryant. They covered the punt well. They covered the kickoff well. And Tristan Knox, their starting safety, goes down and makes the tackle. Now Bentonville's the one back inside the 10. Both of them. You know, you think about Bentonville's original drive inside their own 20. Yeah. Bryant's down at the 9. Now Bentonville at the 10. So both teams doing a good job with special teams and flipping the field.
And nobody's starting with great field position right now as Bentonville's got their second drive. Trevor Grant, the quarterback, is going to have 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. Chris Ficklin, the running back, is the lone back in the backfield. Going to give it to Ficklin, straight up the middle. He'll take it out to the 16-yard line, maybe the 17, as Gavin Momans came in to make the stop, and that'll bring up a second down after a nice pickup of about 7 yards.
Yeah, he had a nice hole there too between his left tackle and left guard, and makes one man miss before Gavin gets him after a 7-yard gain.
So second down and 3 officially with the ball at the 17-yard line. Grant gonna give it to Ficklin around the left side. He'll pick up the first down and a little bit more, about 3-4 yards after the sticks, and so another hard run that time by Chris Ficklin.
Tell you what, Ficklin is showing me something here. He's elusive, he's breaking tackles, he's running hard. The junior has been the story so far for this offense at Bentonville.
So Bentonville going to go with a diamond formation on the left side of the offense. There's 5 receivers in the formation. Now they're going to swing it out right side, and that time tried to hook up with Irvin.
Tell you what, they had it, but that was the Bryant's defense. Eli Hill comes in, puts pressure on the quarterback. If he doesn't do that, they got a little something going there. The receiver is wide open with room to run, turn it up the field, but you can just see how a disruptive defensive end, a linebacker, whoever, putting pressure on the quarterback just throws off the play, and that's exactly what Eli did right there.
So it's second down and 10 with the ball at the 24-yard line. Gonna hand it to Ficklin, makes a stutter step and gets back to the line of scrimmage. That time it was Daryl Moore for the Hornets who came in to make the stop.
It all starts with Malachi McDonald right there in the middle. Big number 99 blows up this play in the backfield. That causes Ficklin to kind of stop, find another hole. By then the Bryant pursuit takes over and is able to tackle Ficklin without a gain.
6:30 left here in the opening quarter of this 7A championship game as the Bentonville Tigers on their second drive have a third down and 10. So 3 wide go to the near side. Grant going across the middle, has a man. That time was able to hook up with Hayden Oliver, who was able to get big yardage as he takes it out to the 44-yard line.
Tell you what, Oliver only had 8 catches, 96 yards coming into this, but he comes right across the middle. Nobody there. Good throw, good catch, first down.
And he's a big kid too. As Grant's going to work quickly, throws it right side in the hands of Eli Brooks. He made a move and takes it into Bryant territory, past the 45 and down to the 43-yard line.
Made him miss a tackle. You make the tackle, that's not much there. Maybe lose something, but he shrugs off the defender, goes on down, picks up the first down and some.
So it's first down and 10 with the ball at the 43. Two receivers to the left side with that wing back set off that left side of the formation. Here's a pass play, works the left side, back to Brooks. Makes a move to the middle of the field, and he's off to the races. He's got one man to beat, down to the 5. Dives for the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown, Bentonville.
Eli Brooks showing a little speed. running away from the Bryant Hornets defense, ran all the way across the field and gets across, just cuts it back against the grain, comes across the middle. I thought one of the Hornets had an angle to catch him, but he outruns him, barely gets to the pylon to score the first touchdown of the game.
So on for the extra point is going to be Ryan Fernstrom. 5:21 left here in the first quarter. Bentonville strikes first, 6-0. The kick is up and good, and it's 7-0 after the 43-yard touchdown pass to Eli Brooks. We've got more of the first quarter in the 7A state championship game. Coming up next as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
Their heart is in this community.
And I think Everett does a great job making sure they have a positive, lasting impact.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Antiques Roadshow, the pop culture phenomenon putting old treasures in a new light, has an all-new season.
Are you kidding? Holy smokes!
Oh my God.
It's lovely.
That's quite the $5 fine.
You can't beat that.
Not bad for picking it up on the side of the street, I think.
You guys are pretty good.
Check out all the big finds and another new season of Antiques Roadshow.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
I'm R.C. Davis. Join me, Jewel, Michael Crawford, and the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I'm Scott Yu. I'm at a teaching festival where the pros help guide the next generation.
It's an unforgettable evening of unforgettable songs and carols from the world-renowned choir and orchestra.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Here we got the energy. Here we got the energy.
Well, Jody Grant's got to be happy as his team has struck first in the 7A state championship game, 7-0 over the Bryant Hornets. And, you know, he's the guy, Wes, that knocked Bryant out from their streak last year in the semifinal game. And they did that on the road at Bryant.
That was a very surprising finish for the Bryant Hornets last year. Not only to lose to Bentonville, but to lose at home.
Yeah.
And then the final score, it was a little bit surprising of how Bentonville got away from Bryant. But fantastic start for Bentonville. Bryant's got to just clean up the tackling. Some poor tackling, bad angles, overran the last play on the touchdown score. Bryant's just got to settle down defensively.
Here is the kick. It's going to be a short kick that'll be taken at the 27-yard line and brought up for the Hornets. That time it was the up man who brought it up, and it was Curtis Jones, Zacharias Curtis Jones. Let's head down to Sierra Clark on the sideline. Sierra.
You mentioned that Coach Jody Grant from Bentonville would be proud today, and he's always going to be proud of his son, Bentonville quarterback Trevor Grant, and he's a senior this year. However, Coach Grant is really proud of how his son's been able to compose and improve throughout the season. It's hard being a coach's kid, but he's handled it really well. I also asked Coach Jody Grant what Trevor calls him. Does he call him coach or dad? And he says, oh, he just avoids me when it comes to that. And he just is so proud of his son.
Thank you, Sierra, as there's a run by Daniel Anderson for the Hornets. And yeah, pretty cool to have your kid as your quarterback. But you know, I've known a lot of coaches that have coached their kids, and they say he's still a player. He's still got to be able to produce. As here's Daniel Anderson on another big run, as he'll take it out to the 45-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. Daniel Anderson the other day signed with Northwestern. And so another Bryant Hornet going to play Division I football.
I love this response from Bryant, the play calling from Bryant. Look, if Bentonville's going to bring their linebackers and start blitzing, you know what you do? Run the ball. Find one of those gaps. They want to keep blitzing those linebackers, and they miss it. Then there's nobody on the second level. Next thing you know, these big running backs are on the third level. They're gone. So they're going to try to establish the running game.
Here's Daniel Anderson with it again. He'll bounce it outside. and just a nice job with vision. You know, he saw the inside hole start to collapse, and he was able to bounce it outside and pick up a big gain. That time it was Will Newman who came down to make the tackle.
It's 3 plays for Bryant, and all 3 have been productive plays over 5 yards. Starting to get that ground game running. The Bentonville pursuit was nice there, though. That could have been a much bigger play if he gets on out to the outside, but Bentonville did a good job of tracking it down.
Daniel Anderson with it once again, and Bentonville's right there as they'll drop him for a 1-yard loss. Eli Pearson, who came in to make the stop.
Yeah, Knapp was there, too, to stuff it and to cause him to bounce it and disrupting things.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 now with the ball at the 49-yard line in Bentonville territory.
Bryant's a very aggressive team. I'll tell you, I've seen enough of them this season to know that they'll go for it on 4th down. They just have that mentality, that running game. If it's 4th and short, most of the time they'll go for it. This could be a 2-down territory for them.
3 receivers in the formation to the near side. Walker going to keep it himself. Straight up the middle, has the 1st down and much more. Ran over 3 players. Takes it inside the 30. Still going all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Design quarterback run right up the middle. I got to say, though, he's got to take care of the ball. He started getting downfield a little bit. That ball was away from his body. Bentonville's going to see that. They're going to tell their players how loose this ball is. Knock it out. Try to reach for the ball. Walker keeps those feet moving. You see the ball getting loose right there, coming away from his body. Big 1st down for Bryant.
1st and 10. Walker going to look to throw. Comes back left side, has a man. That's Lattin. Lattin stays on his feet, dives for the end zone. He's going to be taken down to the 1.
Keenan Lattin, 12 catches this year, 104 yards, touchdown. Almost got his 2nd touchdown right there. Did a good job of finding a little hole in the defense. Sits down. Walker sees him, delivers a strike.
A.J. Looney was there for the stop, so the Hornets have it down at the 1-yard line. Daniel Anderson in at running back. Walker going to keep it himself. Cuts it back at the middle. The Hornets score.
So difficult to stop if you're Bentonville. All eyes on the running back. And really good offensive line. Walker just keeps it himself. Finds a hole, finds a crease. Look at him sitting keying on 63. Runs right off of 63 into the end zone. It's a big guy to stop, too. Jordan Walker's a nice-sized quarterback, a load to bring down.
On for the extra points, going to be Jackson Cook. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, we've got a tie ball game, 7-7 between Bentonville and Bryant.
How about that response?
Yeah, I mean, and it was really done through the running game, right? You know, that first drive they had, Jordan Walker was trying to throw it around. Thrash tried to run a little bit, but Daniel Anderson was able to get in there and run the ball a little bit and be effective with it, and that's what drove Bryant down the field.
Yeah, I think they established the run, and then they did a little pass play, found the receiver in the zone, and was able to get a big chunk play there to set them up for that touchdown. UAMS provides orthopedic care, sports medicine expertise, therapy, and support to athletic programs, organizations, and events across the state. UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine clinics are conveniently located throughout Central Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas. UAMS. How about that right there? Great shot of the building, UMS building, towering over War Memorial Stadium.
So, there's Quad Sanders, the head football coach for the Hornets. Got to be happy that his team was able to tie it up with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the 1st quarter. And here's Grayson King going to put a foot into it. He'll be taken at the 5-yard line and brought up for Bentonville. Bring it up the right side for Bentonville. That was Hayden Oliver. On the stop that time, it was Zach Curtis Jones.
Looks like he hurt his shoulder right there with the way he fell. He's coming off, holding his arm. Ooh, on a cold night. That does not feel good, does not look good. The collarbone, yeah, he fell right on that shoulder. Hope it's not as bad as it looks. Here's a good look at the replay. Watch how he falls, RJ.
Well, that was just right on that shoulder. There was no, usually you'll be able to get an elbow down or something, but that, he was able to go right down on that thing. So hopefully we'll get, maybe Sierra can get an update on his status, as here's a running play by Ficklin. Ficklin's got nice running lanes as he'll take it out past the 35 to the 36-yard line, and it's a first down for the Bentonville Tigers. On the stop that time, it was Jonathan Frost.
I think Ficklin was following his left tackle, Wyatt Files, big 66, leading the way. And that was pretty smart. Just get right in behind him, let him throw a block, cut off of that block, picks up the first down.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. 3 wide to the near side. Trevor Grant, the quarterback. He'll bring a man in motion. That's Eli Brooks. Gives it back to Ficklin, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Malachi McDonald, big 99 right there in the middle. He ties up a lot of space. It's a big man.
Get a shot of 99. That is he takes up, as Wes said, a ton of space, but look at that. I mean, that looks like a grown man right there at 99. Could you imagine running right into that, Wes? I mean, if you're Ficklin, you're like, oh boy.
Y'all need to block him.
Yeah. 3 wide to the right side. Trevor Grant looking to throw, goes across the middle of the field, threw it behind his intended target that time, trying to hook up with Mason Hawkins. On the coverage, it was Jaden Welch.
That time it was Eli Hill putting some pressure on the quarterback. Maybe affected the throw a little bit. Throw was off target, but once again, pressure on the quarterback. 2 and 99. Those are my guys on Bryant that you keep an eye on. They are disruptive players.
So that'll force a 3rd down and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. Stops the clock at 1:08 left here in the first quarter.
I've noticed a couple times Bentonville in obvious passing situations. They're double teaming Eli Hill. They realize, and they've seen on tape what he can do.
Here's Grant throwing on the run again, has a man, and it should be enough for a first down, as they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That ought to be enough for a first.
Conrad Schmitz, nice route, gets open, picks up the first down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains and say it's a first down. That's a great job throwing on the run by Trevor Grant, and Schmitz coming back to get the football. So it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers, as Irvin will go in motion. Grant's going to get it out to Irvin, and on the coverage that time for Bentonville, for Bryant, it was Jonathan Frost.
If Frost read that route, he was coming. If that ball's a hair later, he may intercept that ball and take it back to the house. Or if he throws it behind the receiver, Frost was there. But you see, he was there. Make sure if that pass was caught, he was going to make a tackle as soon as it happened.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 10. 59 seconds left in the quarter. 3 wide, go to the left side. Ficklin, the running back. Gonna give it to him. Straight up the middle, and he could get nice yardage that time. On the tackle was Matthew Nelson.
Bentonville offensive line gets credit for that. They created a nice hole. Caught Bryant a little bit in a stunt. You see 57 just pushing his man, the center, Phillip Mills. Just lets him go that way. If you want to stunt that way, just push him that way, opens up the hole. They caught Bryant stunning and took advantage of it, pick up about 8 yards on 2nd down.
It brings up a 3rd down now with the ball at the 47-yard line, clock running. Trevor Grant changing the play. Gives it to Ficklin. He'll work it outside. He's got good speed. He's able to pick up the first down and go out of bounds.
Tell you what, Ficklin made a little something out of nothing. That was kind of designed. They had 2 guys pulling to the right side. Nothing was there, so he just bounced it outside. Bryant lost containment on the outside, so he just bounced it outside, takes it to the sideline, and picks up the first down. They're moving the chains, and since he went out of bounds, they stopped the clock. May have one more play here in the first quarter.
So it's 1st down and 10. As Ficklin's going to get it straight up the middle, and he'll be able to pick up about 4 yards. And that should be the final play of the quarter, as he'll take it down just shy of the 36-yard line. That'll do it for the first quarter of play. So we've got a good one in the first quarter. Tie ball game 7-7 between the Tigers and the Hornets. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
This is the end of the road for football season, but the guys that play on the hardwood, they're just getting warmed up.
Here comes Gaines. He's going to slam it home. Send it inside. Good passing, and look at the cutter.
Before you know it, they'll be invading Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs for the Centennial Bank State Basketball Finals. 12 championship games in 3 days. Mid-March is going to be electric. Tip-off is set for March 13th, and it's going to run all weekend long. For all the ways to watch, just log on myarpbs.org/sports.
Our Arkansas PBS All-Star is Rhett Tidwell from Fayetteville, holding that state championship trophy from last year. The linebacker has a 3.8 GPA, plans to attend college and major in business. Congratulations, Rhett Tidwell.
Good-looking kid, 3.8 GPA.
Smart and a good football player.
Yeah.
And a state champion.
So it's 2nd down and 7. They fake it to Ficklin. Grant going to look to throw. He may have to pull it down and run. As it is he's going to take it out of bounds at around the 33-yard line.
Nice scrambling play right there. I was looking downfield. There wasn't anything open. The Hornets had everything covered up. So he just tucked it and got what he could. Now it's 3rd, very manageable.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. They're going to go with a tighter formation. Ficklin's the running back. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Brooks. Back to Ficklin, and he'll be able to get a 1st down as he takes it inside the 30-yard line. Just about a yard shy of the 1st down sticks. On the tackle that time it was Tristan Knox.
I'll tell you what, RJ, Ficklin's been very impressive. I do not want to take anything away from him. He's got 9 carries, 54 yards. But this offensive line has been the story of the game for me. This Bentonville offensive line is creating holes. They're getting a push. They are effectively running the ball against this Bryant defense. And I haven't seen many teams do that this season, if any.
Here's the handoff back to Ficklin. Nice cut move back up the middle of the field, inside the 20, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down. It was Gavin Moman who came in to make the stop. And you know, you're talking about Bentonville. This is a team that started 0-3 on the season. They lost to Tulsa Union, they lost to Conway, and they lost to Lee Summit out of Missouri.
Well, very tough non-conference schedule, but you know that got them ready.
Here is a nice play by the Bryant Hornets coming in to knock it down. It was Eli Hill.
Yeah, Eli Hill came in untouched. That's probably not a good idea to leave him unblocked. And he uses those long arms that I was talking about, that long wingspan, to knock down the ball. Reach out there. He was trying to flip it around him. He was still able to reach out there and knock it down.
He's a big old kid. If the UCA Bears get him, they're going to be lucky to have him. Put some weight on him and have him playing defense for the Bears.
About like a player that got hurt, and he was
so it's 3rd down and 1.
Sierra can find out, and I went over.
And here's a handoff to Ficklin straight ahead, and he ought to have the 1st down as he takes it down to around the 18-yard line.
Once again, a good push from that offensive line. That left side gets a push. Ficklin gets right in behind them. Tough running from Ficklin, the junior running back. He picks up the 1st down.
Well, it looks like they're going to bring the chains on. That'll give us an opportunity to check in with Sierra Clark about the injured player on the Bentonville sidelines. Sierra, did you get an update?
Yeah, that's right. Hayden Oliver, the player that was earlier hurt from Bentonville, he was holding his shoulder a little bit and then in pain. Family members were asking if he's stable to stay in the game, and they were still trying to figure that out. But at last look, he was on the bench and just watching his team, so hopefully everything's okay with him.
Thank you, Sierra. Appreciate that as they stretch the chains across. And I think he's, well, we can't quite see, but they're going to say it's a first down. Just had enough. There it is.
RJ, I think this is the first time all weekend that they've had to do a measurement.
I think you're right. We've had a couple reviews that, you know, and that's for those tuning in. There is replay and challenges in the state championship games. We've had a couple, but we've not had the chains that have come across the field.
Yeah, they'll take a look at turnovers, and then they can take a look at calls with less than 2 minutes to go. It's great to have the replay group here to make sure that the calls are made right. It's an important game. It's the game. You want to make sure you get it right.
Here is Ficklin running on the left side, and minimal gain as Malachi McDonald was able to make a stop. And you know, it's not just the Arkansas PBS replays. It's the DV Sports guys that you see at college games and things of that nature. They're the ones handling all the replays down to far end.
It's a good replay of Malachi McDonald getting off of his block, reaching out, making the tackle. Short gain that time for Bentonville.
Two receivers to the right side. Grant gonna look to throw, pump fake, goes left side, has a receiver. Did he hold on? No. Trying to hook up that time with Conrad Schmidt. On the coverage for the Hornets, it was Tristan Knox.
Schmitz ran a great route, had a step. Trevor Grant put the ball on the money, maybe just a hair long, reaches out, almost gets it. What a great replay.
Yeah.
Got his hands on it, just couldn't make the leaping, diving catch.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 as there's 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Grant looking for the end zone. Looking for Brooks. Did he catch it? No. They're saying it came out of his hands. Eli Brooks, the intended target. Gavin Moman right there on the coverage.
Trying to make the one-handed grab, just a little outside, couldn't bring it in. Good job from Frost there in coverage. Pretty tightly covered, would have been a great catch and a great throw.
So now Firmstrong's going to come on for the field goal. He's 3 of 7 on field goals this year. He's missed from 29, 28, 40, and 46.
I saw Bentonville make a pretty big field goal last week with 1 second left. Now they were in the middle of the field.
And that was a 40-yarder, wasn't it? Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. He's able to give the Bentonville Tigers the lead 10-7 with 10 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the second quarter. And that's a big kick right there. And that's a good utility for the Bentonville Tigers to have.
Well, that's 2 big field goals in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
one to send you to a state championship, and then one to give you the lead in the state championship game. So they got to be very proud of what they're getting out of their field goal.
Officially, it was a 33-yard kick.
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports is provided by Wendy's. Wendy's Salted Caramel Frosty offers the classic Frosty taste with a salted caramel twist. Available for a limited time at participating Wendy's locations. We got some Wendy's chili up here.
I love how all the sponsors are surrounding
right
War Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. Had several helpings of Wendy's chili, and it's good on a cool night like tonight. And then last night it was cold here.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly. And Thursday night was really chilly up here. And so either way, but now you've got a 10-7 ball game. The Bentonville Tigers lead the Hornets with 10:03 left here in the second quarter of play. That last drive for Bentonville, 17 plays, 80 yards in 4 minutes and 19 seconds.
And you see the defense gathering there on the sideline, talking, looking over some video right now. That's 2 straight drives for Bentonville. Drove down, scored a touchdown, drive down, kick a field goal. Bryant needs to find a way to get a stop if they're going to win this state championship game.
Here's a high kick that's going to be taken at the 18-yard line, brought up by the Hornets. as working the ball up for Bryant that time. I believe that was Jacoby Boone who was able to get that one, and he was taken down by James Pratt. Got a decent return out of it as he takes it out to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Hornets will have it 1st and 10.
Well, the Hornets answered the last time Bentonville drove down and scored a touchdown. They got the ball, marched right down the field, got the running game going, hit one big pass play, and then Jordan Walker punches it in from the quarterback spot. Let's see if Bryant can answer again.
Walker going to go with the toss sweep left side. That's to Myron Thrash. Thrash has got a nice running lane. There's a penalty flag down as he takes it into Bentonville territory. The flag is back at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I thought Thrash had something going. He made the cornerback miss. Cornerback had a chance to make the tackle near the line of scrimmage, and Thrash put a little move on him, got to the outside and picked up a big play, but there was a reason why he had some room to run. Apparently someone for that Bryant on the outside was holding, and that enabled him to get to the outside.
By the way, our officials today for the 7A state championship game, you've got Larry Stidman, Ryan Jacks, Blake Crawford, Tanner Spakes, Brian Tackett, and Landon Trusty. Speaking of UCA, we've talked about them a couple times. UCA great, Landon Trusty on this officiating crew.
Can't miss him out there. He's the biggest one.
Here's a pass play by Jordan Walker as he'll put it in the hands of Kamari Austin, and Austin will take it past the 30-yard line to the 32. On the tackle that time, it was Jonah Knapp.
That's a big play for Bryant. 2nd and 13 or 1st and 13 and pick up about half of it. He's a big receiver. Austin is a legit 6'3", 6'4", had a couple of really big games. He's a touchdown machine for those guys. When he catches, a lot of times it goes for a touchdown.
15 touchdowns this year he's gotten. Here's Jordan Walker running with it, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage as Luke Fusselman was able to bring him down that time.
Yeah, Austin's got 35 catches but 15 touchdowns. I'm like, Coach, he's getting a touchdown about every 2 times he touches it. Why aren't you getting him the ball more? And he's like, well, that just shows you the depth we have at wide receiver, that we'd like to get the ball to a lot of different guys, but no mistake, that junior's their guy, and I think he's going to be playing. No, I know he's going to be playing on Saturday somewhere in a couple years.
Between him and Carter Ratliff and Caleb Tucker, and then even throw in Jacoby Boone, they've got a plethora of receivers for this Bryant team as they go 4 wide this time. Now here's Jordan Walker, going to run with it himself, and he'll take it out to the 34-yard line on 3rd down and 6. Was able to get 2 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Right now, Bentonville's winning the battle of the trenches. Bentonville's offensive line is getting it done for their offense. And you just saw right there, Bryant trying to run a couple of times, no success. Couldn't run it with that quarterback keeper. And they get the holding call on 1st down. That was really the big play that got Bryant behind the sticks.
Here's the punt as Schmitz is going to wait for it. It'll take a Bryant roll, go out of bounds around the 31-yard line. And so that's where Bentonville's going to get it 1st and 10 as they are able to start their next drive with 7:51 to play left here in the 2nd quarter. Bentonville leading 10-7.
We just saw the Bryant defensive coaches meeting with the defense a couple of minutes ago, challenging those guys because of what has happened the last 2 times Bentonville's had the ball. Drive for a touchdown, drive for a field goal. Look, you're down 10-7. You need to get a stop here. You need to get the ball back to our offense. We can't afford with 7:51 to go in the 2nd quarter. That you don't want to have a time-consuming drive right here that takes up most of the quarter.
So here come the Tigers on a 1st down from the 32-yard line. Going to give it to Ficklin. Ficklin tried to get to the edge, may have gotten a yard out of the play.
That all got bottled up because of Malachi Moore. Once again, great push. You see these defensive line, or the defensive line getting penetration, the offensive lineman getting backed up in the backfield, and that Ficklin had nowhere to go. And so finally, he just used his ability to bounce it out to the outside just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Sam Nelson and Bryant Davis there to make the stop. It brings up a 2nd down and 10 after the no gain. Stacked receivers right side. Man in motion from left to right is Irvin. Here on the throw is to Irvin, and a big hit knocks the ball loose. Coming up to make the hit was Jonathan Frost for the Hornets.
Yeah, we've called Frost's name a couple of times. I was talking about a Wendy's Frosty a minute ago. Well, this is not a Frosty, it's a Frost. And he made a lick right there to knock the ball loose and make sure that it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, Frost is a guy that transferred in from Maumelle, and they were thinking he was going to be a dual threat guy. And in fact, the opening touchdown of the season was thrown to Jonathan Frost in the Salt Bowl, and he hasn't seen the offense ever since that point. He's played nothing but defense since that point.
Oh, receiver move.
So now we've got penalties, and that'll back up Bentonville 5 yards.
I didn't think they were going to call it. I was just watching Frost because you were talking about him. I saw him lined up out there over the wide receiver.
The 5-yard penalty.
He was on Irvin the third once again, and you were talking about him and what all he's done. I was just watching him in man-to-man coverage, and all of a sudden receiver moved and jumped on. I'm like, he moved. What? There's no flag. What's going on? And the ball was snapped. And I'm like, I cannot believe they're going to let that go. It was a delayed flag, but they got it.
I don't think the officials were expecting him to jump. But either way, it's a 3rd down and 15 with the ball at the 27-yard line. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Grant going to look to go big ball left side, overthrows his intended target, trying to hook up with Jack Dunn that time.
Penalty flag. And the Bryant coaches aren't happy at all. They're saying holding on the receiver.
Penalty's at the 49.
He threw it from way back there. I don't know if he grabbed.
On the defense, that's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Bryant Hornet coaches are letting them have it right now. Tell you what, I didn't see much from up here. I'd love to take a look at the replay, but there was something obvious for him to throw that flag. I don't think they needed to do that because of the way the ball was thrown. It wasn't going to be caught. It's going to be at the bottom of your screen, off the screen, so we can't see anything.
I mean, he looked like he had some separation between him.
Unless it happened, earlier, 10 yards earlier.
Well, either way, it's a 1st and 10 now for Bentonville. As Hawkins is going to go right side, throws it downfield. Did it get intercepted? No, they're going to say incomplete pass as he caught it out of bounds. That time it was Jaden Welch who came up with the catch, but he was out of bounds, and it brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Not a greatly thrown ball, but that's what happens when you're running a trick play. That's not a quarterback. He underthrows it. He's there to pick it off, but he's out of bounds. Well out of bounds, as you can see. Good look at the replay right there.
He hasn't been practicing his dragging of the feet as he was going out of bounds.
That would have been incredible.
That would have been pretty.
Interception.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. So it's 2nd down and 10. Ficklin going to get it. Got hit initially, and he'll be brought down in the backfield.
And McDonald again. McDonald was the one in the backfield that stopped him, and then he couldn't make the tackle, but one of his teammates was quickly there to get the tackle for a loss. That's about a 3-yard tackle for a loss. Man, Malachi McDonald has been a disruptive force at times. I want to see Bentonville get back to what they were doing earlier. Yeah. They were running the ball successfully and just really getting 5, 6, 7 yards, and trick play kind of got them behind the sticks, 2nd and 10, and right there Malachi Moore blows up the play, so 3rd and long.
So you've got a 3rd down and 13, 6:25 and counting left here in the 2nd quarter. Ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Grant looking to throw, has a man inside the 50, and it depends on the spot.
I think he's short. Going to be short about a yard. Be interesting call here. I don't know. Maybe they're giving it to him. It's close.
Boy, they're going to signal a 1st down. They're not even going to bring the chains on. They're going to.
I think that's right.
They're going to put it at the 48, and it's a 1st down.
Tell you what, with the naked eye, I thought he was short, but our replay right there, that's a good mark right there by the side official. It was the 48-yard line. What a great throw from Grant. I mean, he stood there in the pocket, delivered it on time, finds his receiver. That's a big play on 3rd down.
So here's a 1st down run by Ficklin as he's going to bounce it outside. And coming in to make the stop, leading the charge, that was Jonathan Frost. He actually lost his helmet, but not until Ficklin got a good 6 yards out of the deal.
Ficklin, he pushes it, pushes the middle, and there's nothing there, and he just bounces it out to the outside. Bryant has lost containment a couple times to the outside, and Ficklin's taking advantage of it.
Working quickly goes Bentonville as they've got 3 wide to the right side. It's a 2nd down and 2. Officially, they gave him 8 yards. Ball at the 40-yard line. Here's a pass in the flat to Ficklin, and he'll get it out to the 40-yard line.
Gavin Moman there makes the good open field tackle. Ficklin catches it, and you're thinking, well, he can pick up the first down, but that was a very good tackle in the open field. Stops him for maybe a gain of a foot. They could take it from the 40, just inside the 40, and that'll set up 3rd and short.
4:40 and counting left here in the second. And you're right. I mean, Ficklin has been kind of the game changer for this team. They've moved the ball when the ball's been in his hands. And you've seen on the last 2 drives, he's really done a good job trying to find the open holes. Here's a 3rd down and 2. They're going to give it to him again. Ficklin left side has the first down and much more as he goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Ferguson ran him out of bounds, but not until he got the first down. And it sets him up with a 1st and 10 from the 30.
Bryant was kind of slanting to the inside. And Bentonville, just a good play call. Just caught him, went off that tackle, and picked up the first down easily.
Now Grant's going to look to throw, goes downfield, has a man, and it's in and out of his hands that time trying to hook up with Blair Irvin. He had a step on the corner that time, Jaden Welch, but just couldn't haul that thing in.
Yeah, it's one of those plays I'd like to see the receiver almost stop and jump, and then the cornerback who's trailing never turns around, runs into him, and it's easy, obvious pass interference, but he just kept running it and tried to catch the ball low. But if you kind of stop as a receiver, try to high point it, well, that cornerback's just going to run into you and interfere with you.
So it's a 2nd down and 10 from the 30. Stops the clock with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here until halftime. Two receivers right side. Now we've got penalty flags and a false start.
No, the Bryant defensive end jumped. You see him coming out of the game right now.
First snap. Encroachment on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Everything is not going the way Bryant had planned for this one. And for Bentonville, I mean, you get a free 5 yards against this defense, you'll take it all day.
Well, especially after a first down incompletion. They're behind the chains. They're 2nd and 10.
So 2nd down and 5. 2 receivers right side. Fake it to Ficklin. Now Grant trying to throw it right side. And the corner and receiver got tangled up, and there's penalty flags that came in.
Bryant DBs are aggressive. I'll tell you this, after I've seen them play a lot, they get after the receivers. They're very physical.
Pass interference against the defense.
They teach that. They want them to be aggressive.
Will result in a first down.
And that time they got caught.
You know,
a little bit of a double move.
It almost looked like incidental contact.
I think he fell down, and when he was falling down, he grabbed the receiver.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seems like they got their feet tangled. But either way, the officials got the call, and it's now going to be the ball at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. Man in motion's Irvin. Now we've got more penalty flags.
Time they caught Bentonville moving a little bit. There was some confusion on the Bryant defense.
First down. Full start. Against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That time you saw Blair Irvin III come in motion, and the Bryant defense back went with him, and I think they may have been in a zone because the other DBs were yelling at him like, where are you going? What are you doing? You know, stay on your side. So there was a little confusion, and he was trailing that receiver by a lot, and Bryant gets away with it. Now, because Bentonville false start jumps, it's 1st and 15.
3 wide, go to the right side as Trevor Grant going to give it to Ficklin again. He got stopped momentarily, and then the Hornets come in and stop him just shy of the 15-yard line. That was Matthew Nelson who came in. Now that's going to bring up a 2nd down.
No, it sounds like a broken record, but that's 99 again. Malachi McDonald that stops him in the backfield and disrupts the play, slows him down just enough for the teammates to come in and make the play. He only picks up about 2.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 13. Trevor Grant going to roll. As a man try to go with a one hand, that time trying to hook up with Jack Dunn. And so that'll bring up a 3rd down.
One of the few throws that he's missed. He just led the receiver by too much, and as soon as he threw it and the ball hit the turf, he just kind of slapped himself in the helmet like, what are you doing? He knew he missed that one.
Well, so far in this game, Wes, the aggressors on offense have been the Bentonville Tigers. I mean, they've been the more impressive on offense so far in this game.
Offensive line's been fantastic.
It's a
Malachi Moore's made a couple plays, but for the most part, Bentonville's winning these matchups.
Yeah. 3rd down and 13. Grant under pressure. He's got to step up in the pocket. Has an open running lane. Left side, he'll step out of bounds at around the 10-yard line. It's going to be well shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, I think he had a pocket that time. I don't know if Grant needed to leave the pocket. Kind of got a little happy feet and scrambled out to his left.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 7. I would imagine they're going to bring the field goal unit on. They are. As Ryan Fernstrom is going to set up to kick this one. He already made a 33-yarder just a moment ago.
From this same hash mark. It's almost from the exact same spot, just a little bit closer.
The kick is up, and it is good. So Ryan Fernstrom is 2 for 2 on the night as he extends the Bentonville lead to 13-7. And as they take a break, we will too. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Team sports in Arkansas really is the building of character. It's being able to get through trials and tribulations as a team. You take those lessons from team sports and use them in everyday life situations. I'm RJ Hawk. Please consider giving to Arkansas PBS Sports.
Collectors, pickers, antiquers, and thrifters of the natural state. What's your latest or potentially greatest discovery? Hi, I'm Kate Askew, books, photography, and paper goods evaluator for Arkansas Treasures. See what your find is worth at the Arkansas Treasures Season 2 Evaluation and Taping event. Learn how you can donate to get your tickets now at myarbbs.org/Arkansas Treasures.
Well, there's the band. They've made it in. Hey, let's go down to the sidelines real quick and check in with Sierra Clark. Sierra.
Made it in the second quarter. The band was not here before the game to warm up or play the alma mater because there was an accident on the interstate causing lots of traffic. Luckily, at last check, everyone's fine. The band is finally here. They're not dressed out, but that's all okay. They're here for school spirit, but it caused a lot of traffic amongst the fans coming here on both sides. I even remember at the start of the game, the Bryant cheerleaders were sprinting in at the start of the game, so it looks like everyone is mostly here, so should be a fun game for the rest of the night.
Thank you, Sierra. Yeah, we've got this big window outside the press box, Wes, and you look out at Fair Park, and there was a line of traffic that was trying to get in, and that accident happened down the way. So just glad everybody was able to make it into the championship game. As we've still got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second quarter, as Bentonville leads at 13-7, and the Hornets about to receive. The Bentonville offense has just been dominant so far, as they have 226 yards of total offense to Bryant's 122. Here's Jonathan Frost receiving the kickoff, and he's got open lanes. He's quick, and he's got one man to beat. Out past the 50, slows up and allows for the Bentonville Tiger defense, but was there a fumble?
The Tigers were celebrating over there like they saw the ball loose. They're getting up saying, we got the ball.
The officials are going to say Bentonville football.
Costly turnover there for Bryant. Here's a look at the replay. Frost gets hit from behind, kind of turns sideways. Still fighting.
Yeah, the ball's out right there.
I'm sure the Hornets could argue, look, that whistle should have been blown. He was going backwards. They had stopped his momentum. Plays dead right there. Dead now. Now the ball comes out. But Bryant's there to fall on it. They had it. They've got it. Oh, wait. They may look at this.
Yeah, we might get a challenge out of this one because
He's down on the ground, has the ball. Looks like he had the ball.
Looks like there's a penalty flag down around the 47-yard line.
Replay does look at all turnovers automatically.
Yeah.
So they're probably already
After
looking
the
at
play,
this.
unsportsmanlike, number 7 of Bentonville. That is a 15-yard penalty. It will be first down Bentonville.
I think if we look at this again, you're going to see Bryant. I think it was number 49.
Yeah.
Looks like he came in.
Yeah.
And has the ball and is on his knees, and so the play would be dead. I'm not sure how he lost it. We'll look at the play now. Here he comes in, 49, scoops on it, falls on it, has the ball, gets hit, loses it. Looks like he still has it right there.
Well, we're not getting a call from the booth, so they must be happy with it as it's first down and 10 from the 36-yard line. First turnover of the ball game as they're going to throw it out in the flats. This time for Bentonville, getting the football, it was Irvin. And it was Glover who pushed him out of bounds after picking up about a yard on the play.
I gotta say, I'm shocked that they didn't stop play and take a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, on that, now the coaches can challenge that as well, right? They get one per half.
I think they're told that they take a look. Replay takes a look at all turnovers.
Yeah. Second down and 9. They're going to hand it to Ficklin. He just runs into a wall after gaining a couple on the play to bring up third down.
It's a huge drive for the Bryant defense. You want to get a stop. They hadn't stopped Bentonville in 3 straight possessions. And following the turnover, this would be very big for the Hornets to get a stop, force a punt, and at least get the ball back to the offense before the end of the half, try to get a score.
Think about how long it's been since Bryant's offense has been on the field. I mean,
yeah.
Bentonville went on a long drive.
And then they 3 and out, right,
yeah.
for Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the ball twice with the quarterback.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to pick up the first down, so they went 3 and out.
This whole second quarter has pretty much been owned by Bentonville. Third down and 8. Grant going to look to throw, going left side, and overthrows the intended target. Now there's a penalty flag.
Wow, they are upset on that sideline. Coaches are jumping up and down. They're throwing their arms.
Pass interference against the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Will result in a first down.
And we'll look at the replay. They were running step for step. Now he did have a hand on him, but the throw was overthrown. Let's look right here.
Well, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It must have happened before.
So it's a first down and 10.
There's a little bit more. There's some hand fighting going on. The receiver's got him. He's got the receiver.
Here's Grant going to throw it out the right side. Finds Eli Brooks. He hurdles a man. And now there's a penalty flag down for that, as you can't hurdle players in high school sports. And so now he takes it down to the 22-yard line.
What an athletic move, though. I know you can't do it, but wow. Tell you what, he's putting on a show tonight too. He had that touchdown catch early in this game in the first quarter, but Eli Brooks, man, I like him.
That'll go on his huddle film for whenever he goes to college.
Well, there's some college coaches go, well, you know what, you can do that in college.
Yeah.
You can do that for me, young man.
Hurdling against the offense. That is a 15-yard penalty in the spot of the foul.
Here's the thing, that's a big penalty. I didn't realize it was a 15-yard penalty. I thought it was a 10.
It's a rough penalty too. I mean, I know you got to coach it and try to tell these young guys, but as a competitor and you're out there and you're just trying to break tackles, make something happen, and they just, I mean, and you see it on TV. It's glorified on TV.
Yeah, I mean,
NFL, college guys.
Well, you're a TV guy. How many highlights do you show when somebody goes and makes a great hurdle?
Did you hear me? I mean, I hate interrupting when you're doing play-by-play, but I was like, oh, I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're penalizing the young man for it. I know it's to try to keep them from getting hurt. You hurdle somebody, you get flipped up in the air, but man, it's just tough to tell a kid not to do that.
Here's Grant going to look to throw, sets up the screen on the right side. Back to Eli Brooks, and Brooks will be taken down around the line of scrimmage. That time, It was Jaden Welch who made the stop, brings up second down.
Well, Welch and a couple of his teammates did a good job staying home. They rolled it to the other side of the field, throw it back. A lot of times you'll catch guys all going to one side of the field, and you're able to pop a play. But that time Bryant stayed at home, did a good job.
Now we've got a timeout charge to Bryant with 1:24 left in the quarter. Hey, let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Sierra Clark. We didn't get to talk to Sierra a whole lot this game because of the pace of the ball game. Sierra, what's going on down there?
They're huddling up right now, and Bryant is really just kind of hoping to continue that momentum. Coach Grant before the game, again, really was proud of how Trevor is able to really just stay composed in the pocket and to make those first down plays.
Thank you, Sierra. So you've got a second down and 19. And, for Bentonville, they've got 1:24. And I think for them, Wes, is that you just want to keep chipping away at that clock. I know it's early to say that, but, even if they don't score, if they can get some of this clock and get to halftime with a lead, I think you'd be pretty happy if you're Bentonville.
Yeah, their goal right now is to get a first down.
Yeah.
And make Bryant use their final 2 timeouts. Bryant, on the other hand, is second and long. They've got 2 timeouts left. They're hoping Bentonville tries to throw it and get an incomplete pass that stops the clock, and they can save one of those timeouts. But I would imagine Bentonville's going to come out, run the ball a couple times, make Bryant burn those timeouts, and then punt the ball and play a little defense and see if you can't get a stop.
So far in the game, total yardage, Bentonville 228 to Bryant's 122. Chris Ficklin, the running back for Bentonville, has already run for 89 yards in this one. Here's a pass play by Grant, and it will be swarmed under, as that time it was Hawkins who made the reception. Eli Hill came in to make the stop.
Yeah, came from his defensive end spot. You'll see him on the end. He just has that speed to get outside, makes the sure tackle, forces him out of bounds, gives him a little shove just to say hello, and they get the job done. That was as safe as a handoff. That's just an extended handoff, easy pass out in the flat to the short side of the field. Looks like he had him pushing backwards, and that's why they did not stop the clock. He was not going forward anymore when he pushed him out of bounds, so they have to use that timeout.
Bryant's going to take their second timeout here as Bentonville's got a third down and 19, 1:13 left here in the second quarter. I was going through the numbers, Wes, and Bryant's just they've just not had a good night offensively so far. They've 29 yards passing, 93 yards rushing, and Jordan Walker's done all the rushing for him, really.
Basically, it's been one drive so far, RJ. It's been one drive for Bryant that's gotten all the yards. The issue for Bryant has been their defense. They can't get off the field. Whether it's a third down conversion for Bentonville running the ball, but here recently it's been the pass interference plays. They've had them in some third and longs, had a couple pass interferences that's continued the drive, but they just can't get off the field to get their offense back on the field.
Well, Bryant's had 5 penalties for 66 yards. Bentonville 4 for 34, but a number that we always talk about that is kind of irrelevant is time of possession. But in this case, Bentonville's had the ball 15 minutes, 30 seconds to Bryant's 7 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yeah, that was my question for you. How many plays have the Bryant Hornets run compared to how many plays Bentonville's run? That's got to be a huge difference.
So you want to know that number? Bentonville 45 plays, well now 46, to Bryant 16. And Bryant's going to take their final timeout. But, 45 to 16, that's kind of the telling tale of this first half for the Hornets.
I figured it was 2-1, but it's more than 2-1.
About 3-1.
Get your live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. Grab free downloads, have prints made. These are a great championship keepsake. myarpbs.org/photos.
Okay, so you've got 1:07 left here in the second quarter. It's fourth down. Bentonville's going to punt. So if you're Bryant, you have no timeouts, and you work some things to the outside, get a couple first downs, and take a shot at this thing to try to at least get a field goal out of the deal, right?
Oh, no doubt. They're going to be aggressive. And how aggressive they are all depends on this punt and the punt return, where they take over. Look, if Bentonville does a good job, gets a good bounce, and that thing goes inside the 5, then, yeah, Bryant's going to be very conservative, just go to the half and say, hey, we're down 6 and we played as bad as we can. We're going to regroup and win this thing in the second half. But if they get a good punt return here, maybe a punt block, we saw a low snap earlier, then you become a lot more aggressive.
2 backs back for Bryant, Ronrico Simmons and Jonathan Frost. And Simmons is going to let it hit, and it'll roll inside the 15 and all the way down to the 10.
That's got to be frustrating for the Bryant coach. You got 2 punt returners back there, and you watch the ball bounce.
Right between the 2 of them.
And then it rolls and rolls and rolls to the 10. Why did you send 2 punt returners back? To catch the ball. That's why you're back there. Your punt returners catch the ball. If nothing else, just catch it. But they let it bounce, and now they got to go 90 yards in 54 seconds. So I don't know how aggressive they're going to be. This coaching staff is aggressive, so I feel like they're going to try to make something happen here.
Well, they're going to go 5 wide to start this drive as they'll come back, and it's in and out of the hands of their intended target that time. That was Caleb Tucker. One guy that they have not targeted at all tonight, and that is their big wide receiver, Carter Ratliff.
No. And I think Kamari Austin just 1 catch.
Yeah.
You just told me how many plays they've run. So they haven't had that many plays to target anybody.
That's only the 3rd pass that Walker's had all night. Here's another pass play. That time it's caught by Zach Curtis Jones. It's not enough for a first down. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play as the clock rolls down to 40 seconds. Working quickly, they swing it outside to Tucker. He'll get out of bounds as Tucker's going to take it to the 25-yard line. They do pick up the first down to 36 seconds.
Bentonville's playing their 2 safeties very, very deep, as they should. Nothing to get behind them.
Here's Walker. Now looking to run with it. Has a lane past the 40. And now he'll take it out to the 46, down to 28 seconds left in the quarter. It'll stop the clock momentarily for him to reset the chains.
That's one of the things that can happen when you have those safeties so deep. That gives the quarterback room to run once he gets past that first wave of guys, and he was able to do that. Walker picked up, about 25, 30 yards on that scamper up the middle.
Yeah, and, one thing about that Bryant 2-minute huddle, they got to the line of scrimmage really fast. They were running with him as he was running downfield.
Yeah, that was impressive. The way the offensive linemen were there, everybody was there ready to spike the ball.
Diamond formation for the offense on the near side. Walker going to step up in the pocket. And he'll be drugged down past the 50-yard line at the 49. Down to 15 seconds. On the tackle is Peyton Lowry for Bentonville. 3rd down and 5. And Walker's going to spike it. So now you've got a 4th down with 7 seconds to play here in the quarter.
Throw this one in the end zone, I'm sure. 7 seconds. You can maybe do a little quick out, pick up the first down. But that's chancy, because you run a little out route, and if it's incomplete, they get the ball with the 2 seconds left in midfield. They can throw a Hail Mary. I think if you just line up, go deep, throw it in the end zone, there's not any time left.
Now Jackson Cook, their field goal kicker, his long is from 40 yards.
Yeah, they need about 20 yards in 6 seconds. I don't think you're going to do that.
Here's Jordan Walker. Looking for the end zone. Heaves it downfield, and it's incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. So after 1 half of play, the Bentonville Tigers, they lead it 13-7. Sierra Clark's trying to catch up with head coach Jody Grant. And Sierra's got Jody Grant now. Take it away, Sierra.
Coach Grant, how has your team been able to limit this Bryant offense, who's known for being really strong on their productivity?
Yeah, our kids are just playing really good on defense. We got to be a little bit better with the quarterback run game. I think we're doing a good job with our coverage. We just got to find a way to keep him in the pocket, kind of force him to throw it. I mean, he throws it well. We just, we're going to try some different things. Like to get some more pressure on him, but overall, I think our kids are playing pretty good.
You guys head into the locker room with the lead. You guys haven't won a state title in 10 years, but how do you still keep your team focused to the second half?
Well, our team's focused. They're ready. We got to tell them just to keep playing each snap. It's a four-quarter football game. They know that. We know that. We've gone in at halftime here before with a lead. We got to keep playing and playing hard.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sierra, as that was head coach Jody Grant for the Bentonville Tigers, as his team leads it 13-7 over the Bryant Hornets. And Wes, it's I'm looking forward to the second half because the way Bentonville's played offensively, it's going to be a good second half.
Yeah, who steps up? That Bryant defense gets some stops, and then the Bryant offense got to get their running game going. The running game that was effective was the Bentonville running game, and they have the lead 13-7. We've got some good Arkansas stories coming your way at the half. David Basil is going to introduce us to a football team at the university level in Searcy doing some great things. Had a great year at Harding. Christina Munoz will introduce you to the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star Team, plus a lot more. Stick around. Halftime show coming up next. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Everybody, David Basil here. It's halftime at War Memorial. That means we are back here at Arkansas PBS Studios to share with you a little bit of what we've been working on. In a few minutes, Christina Munoz will introduce you to some all-stars both on the field and in the classroom. We're going to check in on a hot spot in Arkansas football, and we're going to learn a little bit about some Arkansas sports history. But first, starting from scratch can be a struggle, but teamwork makes the dream work. Solon Springs began this year with their first practice ever for their Special Olympics Unified Cheer Team and took that collaboration all the way to the state finals. Take a look.
Being a cheerleader requires you to how to raise your voice and be as loud as you want.
First year is always the most important year. It's good. You got to get everybody's feet wet.
Okay, let's go to our jumps for a minute. Okay, go to jump.
I always want to be on Dancing with the Stars, so
I really want to get some unified teams going in our community because cheer has always been kind of a big thing in Siloam Springs.
Well, a unified team is Special Olympic partners and peer partners, and they work together to build the routine and compete.
Being in base for a cheer for the shoulder sit, yeah, it's like I'm base and like I'm on my rooftop ladder and someone's on my roof. It's really cool though.
So there's dance, there's tumbling, there's the cheering aspect, there's the stunting. I feel like our cheerleaders sometimes work the hardest because there are so many components to it and they all have to be synchronized and they all have to work together and put out a flawless routine.
Do you like the practices? You like how challenging they can be? You think it could be the lifting or the tumbling? What do you think? Both? Tell them. Both. Yeah.
And from the first practice to state, every single one of them just took ownership of it, and it was like how sports bring people together. That's exactly what cheer has done in our school.
3, 4, 4, get up, girl, come on, 3, come on, 3.
The kids were so nervous because they had never competed before like that. I mean, I knew that they were good and I knew that they had a good routine, but I just didn't know what the scoring would be like.
But there wasn't anything that we were expecting, getting out in front of everyone and doing our routine and what we practiced.
We didn't really know what to expect going in, and they rocked it.
We won the state competition in Benton, Arkansas, and took home the gold.
They had the skills, but they also had the drive to be successful, and they all worked together as a team.
And it was like our first year, and so like we proved to a bunch of people that you can do something in a short amount of time.
This team, this high school team, had the overall highest score out of the entire competition, and I think that's what shocked us all the most.
And watching them win together was incredible. And now it's like, okay, we got to win again. Like we can't stop now. Now we got to defend it.
1, 2, 3, 4, and here we go!
It's hard to win if you don't practice, and chance of winning are low. That's why we practice. Otherwise, you will be at the competition underprepared.
What I feel like makes practice the most important is that's where the relationships are built, and that's where the trust is built.
It's always important to hang out with the peers that I'm working with, and like Hallie, she's always been my friends that I always hang out with. She's been my friends, and I always love her.
Oh, I love you too. The relationships that we made outweigh any medal that they'll ever win. I mean, don't get me wrong, those gold medals are precious, but I think just the idea of inclusion in the team brought all these kids together from different backgrounds, from different grades. They are so welcoming, they are so loving, and it's just incredible to watch how they have been impacted by this experience.
And to see those friendships and to see that joy on their face, that's what makes it worth it.
Silent Springs will be hosting their own Special Olympics cheer competition on February 27th, 2025. We wish all the teams the best of luck. Now, let's turn to the student athlete with the emphasis on the student part. Christina, what do you got for us?
Thanks, David. We reached out to schools all over the state looking for athletes who not only excel on the field, but in the classroom too. Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars class of 2024. We're going to start with our 8-man honoree, Hunter May. Hunter is a senior linebacker and tight end for the Midland High School Mustangs. He has a 3.7 grade point average. Following high school, he plans to go into the Army. Out of 2A, let's meet Jaron Thomas. Jaron is a senior quarterback for the Conway Christian High School Eagles. He maintains a 3.2 grade point average, and following high school, he plans to attend college. Moving on to 3A, here's David McCamey with the Charleston Tigers. This senior offensive and defensive lineman boasts a 3.4 GPA. After high school, he wants to attend college and teach and coach. Our 4A All-Star this year is Creed Vega. Creed is a junior quarterback, running back, and linebacker for the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. He has a 4.0 grade point average. Following high school, Creed plans to play college football and coach football as well. Coming around to 5A, we have Maddox Hampton of the Nettleton High School Raiders. Maddox is a senior quarterback and has a 3.85 grade point average. After high school, he plans to attend college at UA Rich Mountain to play baseball. The 6A representative this season is Magnus Golden. This senior defensive end and fullback for the Russellville High School Cyclones maintains a 3.8 grade point average. Magnus plans to go to college and play football while earning a degree in engineering. And finally, we wrap up with our 7A All-Star, Rhett Tidwell. Rhett is the senior linebacker for the Fayetteville High School Bulldogs. He has a 3.8 grade point average. After high school, he plans to attend college and major in business. Congratulations to all of this year's honorees. Way to go. You know, we may see some of these faces again in April here on Arkansas PBS for Quiz Bowl. Now, if you haven't seen Quiz Bowl, you'll want to make a note to watch this year. Some of the smartest high school students in the state meet up right here in this studio and square off, not only for bragging rights, but for some pretty big checks too. And it is all live right here on Arkansas PBS. Now let's throw it back to Baz for a look at another hot spot for Arkansas football.
Thanks, Christina. You know, they say big things come in small packages. And in the town of Searcy, there is one school proving that to be even more true. the Harding Bisons, a small school breaking NCAA records and making national headlines with their very unique brand of bison ball.
You know, there's some things that I think, you know, should be told. We've got a special group, and but it's hard to win. You know, the path certainly seems easier once you've been there, I can tell you that.
You know, we got a fantastic coaching staff here. You know, and everybody in America talks about culture and brotherhood and family. It's something that we refine on a daily basis.
I think the success came from the guys buying into the culture, and that in turn reflected into the way we played, because at the end of the day, it's about the guys out there in the uniform.
That's the biggest game I've played in my life. I've never played for something that important. You know, we're playing for more than just us. We're playing for the Searcy community. They're all pulling for us, they're rooting for us, and we want to make them proud.
Wishbone was invented by Emery Ballard at Texas A&M, and taking those wishbone backs and putting them up there in slots is what the difference is between wishbone and flexbone, where you motion them and can put them in routes and stuff.
The flexbone is 11 guys committed to executing their specific detail every single play. If one guy is off, then the play won't work, and so it's really a reflection of how everybody has to do their job every single play.
And, you know, there's a lot of things about this offense that make it a home run success for us. But probably the biggest thing, you know, it is a perfect fit for who we want to be in our culture. When Coach Hunt made this decision, you know, he sought out the best, and Coach Wheaton is widely recognized as one of the best, if not the best, option mind in the country.
Coach Huck reached out to me in 2010, and he said, "Hey, we want to bring you in and install the offense, and we think it would fit our kids." And you know, he was right.
A couple of months later, he reached out and said, after watching your practice and being around your young men and tasting that culture, I'd love to come coach with you guys. Wow, it's amazing. The Godfather, you know, wants to come be with us. But at the time, we didn't have a spot available. We didn't have a salary available. And Coach Wheaton said, "It's okay. You know, I'll come work for free."
He definitely is a big deal, but you wouldn't know it just talking to him. One thing I really appreciate about Coach Wheaton is just the way he holds us accountable. If you have something you need to get better at, he will tell you straight up, and he won't sugarcoat it, but he won't do it in a way that's demeaning either. And that makes you want to play harder for him because he expects a lot of you, but it's a good thing. It's about much more than just being a football player here.
You know, we always talk about unity. We only talk about stuff that unites us. We don't talk about stuff that divides us. We don't want it in the locker room. We don't want it out here on the practice field. You know, when you have guys that buy into that, I mean, it's special.
The success that we have received is a product of young men loving one another, being selfless, and working like crazy to honor God.
No kids are more deserving than our kids. You know, I'm very excited for this program, mainly because, you know, people know who we are now.
Good things are definitely brewing in Searcy. Now let's take a look at a bit of Arkansas sports history. In the early 1900s, the University of Arkansas athletic program was still finding its identity. That all changed when a young coach named Hugo Bezdek arrived on campus, bringing with him a fierce competitive spirit that would transform Arkansas sports forever. Check out this story of how one man's passionate outburst gave birth to the legendary Arkansas Razorbacks.
University of Arkansas hasn't always been the Razorbacks. Hugo Bezdek, his association with what would change our mascot.
That one significant moment will always be part of the history of the university. Hugo Bezdek, he immigrated from Bohemia. He and his parents moved to Pennsylvania and then later to Chicago, where he literally fell in love with American sports.
Had been mentored by his coach Amos Alonzo Stagg at the University of Chicago.
Looking for something to do, and American sports really filled that void in his life.
Hugo Bezdek was selected really as the first paid coach, full-time coach here at the University of Arkansas. And
he arrived in 1908, so he became the coach, which means he coached whatever they were playing. You know, they were the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, not the birds, but the color. In those days, it was football in the fall and baseball in the spring. He was equally prepared to coach both, had successful careers in both sports. It's very likely that his baseball players were more fundamentally sound than his football players because, you know, baseball was kind of the town sport in those days. He did produce great baseball teams.
There was a lot of success heralded on the football field. Obviously, his teams were light, quick, and furious. They were swarming. It was a very disciplined team, and their style of play was very successful with an undefeated season in 1909 and really helped define a style of football that wasn't seen predominantly around the country at that time.
I think his wins and losses and his accomplishments as a coach are all secondary to the fact that he was in the right place at the right time to form a new image for the state.
That in 1909, when the University of Arkansas traveled to Memphis via train to play the mythical Championship of the South, and Coach Bezdek led Arkansas to a shutout victory, and they returned to the train station and the train depot on Dixon Street.
So when they arrived, everyone knew what the score was, and old Hugo stepped down off the train and
spoke to the crowd. He proclaimed that his team played like a wild band of Razorbacks.
Everybody thought, well, that's better than being a Cardinal.
And then in 1910, the University of Arkansas student body officially voted to change the name from Cardinals to Razorbacks.
It's not true that Bezdek invented the name. They'd been called the Razorbacks prior to that.
But it certainly wasn't embraced.
And so the name was more derogatory. Arkansans were looked upon by their opponents as a bunch of rural, hillbilly, non-competitive guys.
But I think what people quickly realized in this state is the Razorback represented the attributes of Arkansans. Is fierce, is tireless, is very passionate. I think they really identify with the attributes of a Razorback, of the Hogs, and having to work harder and having that success. So I think when you look at an animal and you look at a mascot that represents the spirit of Arkansas, I think the Razorback is a perfect fit.
He was the first person to give that name significance. I think that's a very important part of his legacy. Setting us up for this competitive nature that goes far beyond what we might expect.
And not just in athletics, that stems across the academic institution, campus community. Hugo Bezdek's perhaps biggest contribution to the University of Arkansas was the adoption of the Razorbacks and a whole sense of pride for this state and for this university.
You know, Christina, from that memorable day in 1909, the Razorback has stood as a symbol of Arkansas pride and determination.
Absolutely. You know, that is one of the things I love about sports on Arkansas PBS. We get our dose of sports, of course, but we learn along the way. That is a great history lesson.
Right. And the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars, that is one list you want to be on. Well, that's it for us on the halftime show.
Now let's get you back to War Memorial Stadium for the second half, right here on your home for the high school football state finals, Arkansas PBS.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people. Here we come to energy. Here we come to energy.
Well, we get ready to start the second half here at War Memorial Stadium, where the Bentonville Tigers, they lead Bryant by a score of 13-7. Wes Moore, I'm RJ Hawk. Sierra Clark down on the sidelines for this one. And Wes, when you look at that first half, it was really dominated by the Bentonville Tigers, really in almost every phase of the game to start this ball game.
Yeah, very impressed with the way Bentonville was able to run the ball, but then you look up and Trevor Grant was 12 of 23 in the first half. They were we talked about their offense, and that's what they're very balanced, and they were balanced in the first half. Ran the ball 22 times. They threw it 23 times, so a balanced offense for Bentonville, and it all started early with Eli Brooks. I was impressed with Eli Brooks. He had a 43-yard touchdown run. There's a little catch for him, but later on, there he goes 43 yards for the first score of the game. Bryant did respond after that touchdown. They drove the length of the field and finally got in right there on Jordan Walker's 2-yard run to tie it up, but then Bentonville right back down the field. Long drive results in a field goal. They get the ball back, march down the field, get another field goal, and they're up 13-7 at the half. Bryant tried at the very end of the half to get something going, but to no avail. They couldn't put up any points there in the second quarter. Only one touchdown for Bryant, and that came in the first quarter.
Well, here are your halftime stats. Total yards, 225 to 163 for Bentonville. Rushing, right now, Bryant leads in that category, but it comes from Jordan Walker. He had 10 carries for 81 yards and that touchdown. Passing department, Bentonville has the 128-44 time, or the lead on that. And then those penalties, 4 for 34 for Bentonville, 5 for 66 for Bryant. Let's head down to the sidelines real quick and talk to Quad Sanders. Sierra Clark's got him now.
Coach Sanders, you're down at the half, and your team hasn't had a single passing touchdown. How has Bentonville posed a threat to your offense?
They're just doing what they're supposed to do right now. They're staying over the top, and they're doing a good job at it. We got to execute a little bit better. We got to get out the field faster on defense. We just got to get this thing figured out before the next 24 minutes.
Bentonville's offense also has been really productive on those first downs. How do you limit that?
We got to make the most opportunities. We got too many PIs. And it's not the real fault, it's our fault. We got hands on, they're supposed to call it. So we got to do a better job of getting off the field.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
I'll tell you what, Quad Sanders always, he shoots straight. And, you could tell that he was not happy with the way his team performed there in the first half, and they do got to get better. I was talking to some folks up in the press box that cover high school sports, and they said that may have been one of the worst halves Bryant's played in the last couple of years. And but that's to the credit of Bentonville.
Yeah, they got to get off the field. He nailed it right now. Bentonville time of possession, 15 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah.
Bryant had it for 8 minutes and 11 seconds, and hardly any that time in the second quarter. They had a 3 and out, and then there at the end, they got a big chunk of their running yards from Jordan Walker when he scampered up the middle 25 yards. Besides that, Bentonville would have held them under 100 yards rushing in the first half. But you know what, Bryant, they can go in the locker room and say, guys, we just played poorly on defense. We didn't get anything done on offense but one drive, and we're down 6 points. Guys, put it together, and you can win this game. Now, Bentonville on the other side, they know what they've been doing. Look, we've had 3 drives against this defense. Touchdown, 2 field goals. Keep moving the ball offensively, and you're playing keep away from Bryant's offense. You're a half away from winning this state championship.
Well, Bryant's going to get the football to start the second half as they won the coin toss and elected to defer. And so they will have the football to start the third quarter as they trail 13-7 to Bentonville. And, on paper going into this one, you were kind of wondering, how is this one going to turn out? Because, Bentonville, they've been on a real good run over the last 9 games. And once they got out of that non-conference schedule, they've just gotten better and better. And I think you saw that in the Conway game last week. And they played Conway earlier in the year. They lost to Conway in the non-conference schedule and then came back and beat them in the semifinals. So we'll see what the second half has to hold for both these two teams. As I said, Bryant will receive the ball here in the second half. Jonathan Frost is back deep to receive, along with Jacoby Boone.
And Bryant's been a good second half team this season too. I remember the Conway game. Yeah. That was a close game, and then the second half, Bryant just goes on to run. I think they scored 35 unanswered points. This is a team that's been able to make adjustments and come out in the second half and play better.
Keenan Lattin's going to return it for the Hornets, as he was the up man that went back to get it. He'll take it out to the 33. And that's where the Hornets will have it 1st and 10 to start their first drive here in the second half.
A good open field tackle by James Pratt for Bentonville. It looked like he had some blockers in front of him, maybe room to run, but Pratt makes the one-on-one tackle, brings him down before Bryant could get a better and longer run on the kickoff return.
So Jordan Walker brings his guys out as Myron Thrash is going to be the running back to start here in the third quarter, as they'll go 3 wide receivers to the near side. Going to give it to Thrash. He'll go straight up the middle. Ball came out, still on the turf. And Bentonville, now they're going to say actually the runner was down. They called him down. And so he's going to get the ball out to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Thrash just got submarined. The defensive lineman just came in kind of falling down a little bit backwards, and that's Knapp. Knapp hitting that hole, linebacker blitzing in again and disrupted the play, threw off Thrash, threw him off of his feet.
1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9. And Walker's going to be swarmed under. The ball's going to be incomplete. He just kind of backhanded it to his wide receiver and got real lucky right there, Wes.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play. Nothing down the field. He was trying to make something out of nothing. Good look at the replay here. He's just trying to shovel it forward, and he had a receiver right there. So Daniel Anderson was there, but dangerous play for Bryant. Now they're facing 3rd and long. Not the way the Hornets envisioned coming out of the locker room. They try to establish the run. Knapp blows that up, and then a pressure on the quarterback.
3rd down and 9. It's intercepted, and it's taken by Bentonville. Coming up with the interception for the Tigers, it was Julian Grundy, the defensive end.
Grundy with the big-time play. Stayed home, was right there. Walker pump fakes. That was telling Grundy, here comes the ball, get ready for it. He goes up, athletic play, tips it to himself, comes down with it. He wanted to score. Look at that. Got his hands on it, comes down with the ball. Tell you what, that was just 2 bad decisions by Walker right there. He got away with the first one, trying to shovel it to Anderson. Second one, nothing there. Probably should just thrown that one into the dirt and punted the ball.
That is the 2nd turnover for the Hornets so far in this one. So it's 1st down and goal from the 10-yard line. Ficklin straight ahead, and he'll be taken down at the 8.
Bentonville defense does their job on 1st down. They got to find a way to force a field goal here. Don't want it. Bentonville's already got all the momentum right here. You can try to steal some of that momentum back here with a field goal attempt. That's their job right now. That's the task at hand. Make them kick a field goal.
2nd down and goal. Ball at the 8-yard line. 4 receivers right side. They're going to go with the end around. This time in the hands of Hawkins, and Hawkins will be taken down at the 4.
Hawkins was trying to get to the outside, had 4 blockers out there. I think that was Eli Hill at the defensive end spot, got up the field. That made him cut it back in. Once he cut it back in, there was a lot of Bryant Hornets there waiting for him.
Tristan Knox led the way for the Hornets. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Just underway here in the 3rd quarter.
Keep an eye on my guy, Eli Brooks. That'll be a good target down here. 8 touchdowns on the year, had 1 earlier.
Gonna give it to Ficklin straight ahead, and he's gonna dive for the end zone touchdown.
Powerful running by Chris Ficklin. Looked like he was stopped about the 2-yard line, and that was just sure power. Breaking a tackle, the 2nd effort from Ficklin. Big time run for Bentonville.
And Bentonville's gonna extend their lead to 19-7.
Just kept his legs moving. The strength of Ficklin to reach the ball over the goal line.
Now on for the extra point is going to be Fernstrom. 3 plays, 10 yards in 1:12.
I'm surprised they're not going for 2 here.
Kick is away. And it is good. And with 9:57 to play here in the 3rd quarter, the Bentonville Tigers, they lead it 20-7.
Maybe a little early to try to get that 2-touchdown lead. Just take the extra point. The defense has been playing really well.
I mean, right now you're at a 2-score lead for the Bentonville Tigers. And so Bryant's got to figure it out. They're at the point that nothing offensively is working for the Bryant Hornets. Hey, time for some football trivia. Now here's the question. Since its inception in 2006, who has had the most appearances in the 7A championship game?
Bryant had that little 5-year run, so this is 6 for them. North Little Rock had a good run. I'm trying to think of Central teams.
Springdale had a good run for a little while.
And Fayetteville's been here a lot.
Yeah.
Bentonville a little bit.
I'll tell you after the kickoff. How about that?
Bentonville, Fayetteville. Central had a good run, but nothing since. Bryant's at 6. Is anybody more than 6? That would be my question.
You want me to go ahead and give you the answer?
No, I'm still thinking.
Okay, well, while you think, we're going to go down the sidelines and check in with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, one thing about this Bentonville team is that they are extremely close and they can really trust their coaching staff. They feel like they can tell their coaches anything, whether it's football related or school related. Coach Grant says that his team he welcomes them, just come to him whenever, and that really has helped their bond on and off the field.
Here's Myron Thrash running the football for the Hornets as he'll take it up past the 25-yard line and out to the 22.
I think this is what Bryant's got to do to get back in the game. They got to reestablish the line of scrimmage. They are a good running team. What do you do best? What does Bryant do best? They run the ball the best. Get back to running the ball.
3 wide to the left side, 2nd down and 3. Going to give it back to Thrash, and he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard on the play. Eli Pearson in there to make the stop.
But if you're going to run the ball, you got to get all guys blocking. At that time, all it was one guy missed the block, and that freed up the Bentonville linebacker at the end to come in and crashing it and mess that play up. It looked like it was going somewhere.
So it's 3rd down and 2. Walker's going to keep it himself. Works it back into the middle of the field, trying to get to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be all dependent upon the stop or the spot.
Well, they're not going to give it to him. He was really close to that 30-yard line. Now, you know what? Look at that. The official at the top by Bentonville did not give it to him. Let's see here on the replay. Does the ball get to the 30?
And the white hat's saying it is a first down.
Yeah, and down here at the Bryant side, that official ran in and spotted the ball and gave him the 30.
So it's a first and 10 for the Hornets. Jordan Walker going to give it to Daniel Anderson this time. Anderson takes it past the 30 out to around the 33. Eli Pearson in there for the stop for Bentonville.
And Pearson came from the back side, came in from behind, kind of grabbed him by, not really the horse collar, wasn't a horse collar, but kind of grabbed him from behind and threw him down. You see him coming in from the backside right there, grabbed him. No, he did kind of have one hand in the hole.
He had that whole backside. Here's a toss sweep to Daniel Anderson as he'll try to get to the edge. And he just has nowhere to go.
Man, the pursuit of this defense, it's like they're playing. Here comes a late flag. It's like they're playing with 12 guys out there. They're just swarming to the ball, doing a great job of attacking. Now, this is a crucial call here. If this was on Bryant, that's going to set them back, moving way past the chains. If it's on Bentonville, it could be a first down.
After the play, personal foul against the offense. 15-yard penalty.
Well, there was a player that lost his helmet at the end of the play. I believe it was that number 67 right there for Bentonville that had his helmet come off. That was Will Newman. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 22 now. Jordan Walker going to try to do something with it. He'll run with it. Takes it out past the 20. Did the ball come out? They're going to say it's 4th down.
If it did, he got back on it. No, that was 17. That was Thrash that came up with it. So I think the ball did come out, but Bryant recovered it.
So he was able to get about 5 yards on the play, and That'll bring up
It
a
did
fourth
come
down.
out, RJ. He was carrying it loose again. Remember, we were talking about that earlier in the game, how he was carrying that ball. He got hit, ball came out, and thrash. That was huge for Bryant to recover that ball.
So King is going to put a foot into it. And it'll be fair caught is going to be called for by Schmitz, and Bentonville will get the football at the 48-yard line. 7:08 to play here in the third quarter. Bentonville leading 20-7 here in this 7A state championship game.
Well, this is a big drive for Bentonville. If this offense, they go down and get some points. I mean, even a field goal, 23-7, well, that's still a two-possession game. But if they get a touchdown here, make it 27-7, that means Bryant's got to find a way to shut them out the rest of the game and score 3 touchdowns. They've only been able to score 1 so far.
Hey, by the way, going back to that 7A trivia question, go ahead and give you the answer. The Bentonville Tigers, since 2006, have been to the 7A championship game 10 times. Here's a run by Ficklin as he'll take it out to the 45, and Bryant saying they've got it.
They do.
And it's a Bryant football. His first turnover for the Bentonville Tigers. Coming up with it was Matthew Glover for the Hornets.
Let's look at this. Make sure it's a turnover first of all. They're going to check it, replay. Yeah, the ball was coming out before. I think before he hit. Did not see his knee. I could not see his knee, but he was in the air. This may be a better look at it. Yep.
Yeah, ball popped out in right place, right time.
I tell you what, 18 just fell on the ball. He was started to get up. He didn't even realize that he was on the ball, and then he fell right back on top of the ball.
Yeah, that was Matthew Glover, who, I mean, it was just right there for him. So the Hornets get the football back, and they're going to go 5 wide in the formation with 4 to the top side. Jordan Walker going to look to throw, going big ball, middle of the field, trying to find Caleb Tucker, and it's incomplete.
I really thought they'd come out running the ball here because Walker's struggled a little bit, just fumbled it, had the ill-advised pass, shovel pass under pressure to his running back. The next play, little throwback screen, he throws the interception just to help him, get back in the flow of thing. Maybe, and if nothing else, an easy pass, not a deep pass down the middle.
Back to a 5 wide set for the Hornets. Walker going to try to run with it himself. Gets to the outside. He'll be slung out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
A little design quarterback run right there.
Fusselman was the one that drug him out of bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup. So now you've got a 3rd down and 6. Here's the thing. Jordan Walker passing the ball tonight. 4 of 11 for 44 yards and an interception. You talked about in the pregame trying to get him into a rhythm early, and he's just not had a rhythm all night. 5 wide. Here goes Walker looking to throw again. Comes back left side, and the officials they're going to say it's incomplete. Trying to hook up that time with Kamari Austin.
We never set his feet that time. He was still running, and he just quickly just tried to use his athleticism and toss the ball out there, and he threw it low, and the receiver had to try to go down to catch it. And even if he had caught it, it wouldn't have been a first down. You got to throw that where he can catch it, turn up the field, and get the first down.
Bryant's going to go for it on 4th down. It's 4th down and 6. Walker going to look. Now has an open running lane. Out to the 45. Got the first down as he's going to be taken out of bounds at the 41.
Yeah, that was a very athletic play for Walker. That's what he does best, scrambling around, making plays, running the ball a little bit. Bentonville got a little too far up the field. That allowed him to run out the right side, pick up the first down.
So fresh set of downs for the Hornets.
They got Anderson back there in the backfield right now. I'd pound it with Anderson. 3 straight plays. See what we can get here.
We talked about Daniel Anderson signed with Northwestern just a couple days ago. Now they're going to put him out as a receiver. Walker's going to keep it himself again. Straight up the middle. He'll get all the way down to the 35. So it's a 6-yard pickup for Jordan Walker.
Kind of a numbers game there. They take Anderson, put him in motion. When the linebacker goes with him, they know they've got some numbers in the inside. Just do a little quarterback right up the middle. It's a good, productive run on first down.
14 carries, 102 yards so far running football. 6:07 and counting. They're eating up a lot of time, though, here in the third quarter. Three receivers in the formation. Thrash is back at the running back position. Now he'll split him wide. Walker going to run. Takes it down to the 31-yard line. Another 4-yard pickup. That time, Robbie Dubry came in to make the stop.
Very close to a first down. They're looking at it.
He's a yard shy.
We're going to have our second measurement of the game and the second of the weekend.
All in one game. And it's happened when the ball was on the Bryant sidelines. So, Wes, it's on your side of the press box. I'm going to let you eagle eye this thing and see if you can figure out if it's a first down or not.
I wasn't sure if our guy on the chain gang had the ball, had stretched all the way out on that far side. I thought they marked it on the 31, and I felt like they had to get it to the 31.
I don't think you're going to be able to see it.
No. See it on TV. Oh, the officials in our way.
Well, he's about a half a yard away, and so
I'd say about 6 inches away.
They're going to carry the chains all the way back over. I can only imagine that Jordan Walker's going to get this one and try to be able to get the yardage. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, he's pretty much done everything so far on this drive anyways.
Well, with third and short, third and inches, I mean, you do a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've been impressed with Bentonville's nose guard. They've had a couple that have been rotating in and out. They've got a couple of big dudes too. We've talked about Malachi McDonald for Bryant several times, but Bentonville's nose guards have been doing a very good job. You can see, look at some of the big guys coming in right now. He's going to be right there over the center.
Number 98.
98.
Yeah,
he's done a nice job. He showed up a couple of times tonight.
Kellen Rona.
Hard to move him.
So it's 4th down and about 6 inches. They're going to hand it off to Thrash. Straight ahead, he's got the first down. Got it past the 30-yard line.
Cam Thornton-Meade got some penetration, met him there right close to the mark, but he was able to break that tackle, fall forward, easily get the first down.
Didn't make it easy on him, though, did it?
No, he had to use a little second effort and fall forward, but he picked up about 2 yards on the play.
So it's 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Back to Thrash they go, straight up the middle, has a running lane. Out past the 15-yard line and takes it down to the 14.
Oh, they pulled a lineman that time. He followed him in the hole, got a great block. You'll see it right here. 66, it looked like. Terry comes across, opens up the hole.
Parker Schatzman came in to make the stop. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 14 now. Gonna hand it to Thrash. He'll get to the corner. Trying to outrun defenders and coming in at the last moment to make the stop. It was Schatzman again and just was able to get the ankle that time of Myron Thrash.
Yeah, Schatzman prevented him from picking up the first down, maybe more, but still Bryant leaning on the running game now. They're moving the ball, moving the chains, getting down the field, and it's been by running the ball. Either one of the running backs or Jordan Walker's kept it a couple times too.
6-yard pickup, 2nd down and 4. They can get to the 4-yard line to still pick up the first down. Here's a pass play that goes left side to Keenan Lattin. Lattin trying to sidestep his way to the end zone. He stepped out of bounds, though, at the 4.
Very patient on that catch and run.
Looks like there's
an injured Bentonville Tiger. Is he cramped up, trying to stretch that out?
Are they going to say he's short?
Yeah. They marked him right at the 4. I think they had to get inside the 4.
Hey, while we're attending, they're attending to the Bentonville player, I want to say thank you to Troy Mitchell and his staff. They have been doing all the stats and everything for all the state championships across the weekend. They'll be doing it again next weekend. Troy's been doing it now for a while for the AAA. And Randy Baker, Tyler Freeman, Ernie Higgs, Blake McAfee. 22 years of service to the AAA. That's
us.
They've been. Oh, that's us
over
right
there. They're over a little bit more. Pan to your left, camera guy.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Now pan down a little bit.
Pan
down a little bit.
Yep.
That's them right there. That's the stat crew. That's our
By the
guy.
way, I want to also thank Chris Babb, who's spotting for me tonight. And yeah, so but man, it takes a crew of people to pull these things off. And so I want to thank Troy and his crew for providing stats for all the state championship events. 4:02 left here in the third.
They measured it, and it was short. Now they're bringing it out to
that's 3
spot the
measurements
ball.
now. So a 3rd down and 1. They're going to spot the ball at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's 3rd and inches again, RJ. But they're not, I mean, they want to get the first down, but they're thinking touchdown right here.
Jordan Walker has Daniel Anderson in the backfield. Walker's going to keep it himself. He's running for the end zone, walks in after a spin move, touchdown.
The drive Bryant had to have. Trailing 20-7. They get the turnover, they get the points. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Bryant Hornets. That just shows you the power of Walker right there. He's met, breaks that tackle, spins off of it, stays on his feet, gets into the end zone.
Takes it back to a 20-13 lead for Bentonville. The extra point is up, and it is good. And it's a 1-score game with 3:51 to play. Bentonville leads 20-14. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas PBS. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events like Family Day. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas PBS to build a brighter future for our state.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to visiting UAMS Health, I'm able to do things physically that I never thought I'd be able to do again.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium, 20-14, Bentonville leads Bryant. Let's head down the sidelines and talk with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, you just saw Bryant quarterback Jordan Walker with that rushing touchdown. This isn't his first time starting in a state championship game. He started in that sophomore season of his in 2022, but Coach Quad Sanders said that when Walker played in that game, he was atrocious. So Coach Sanders is really proud of how Walker's been able to improve over the years and his preparation and his composure and his in-game adjustments. Walker is headed to Ouachita Baptist University next year to play D2 football. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sierra, as the kickoff is going to sail down to the 4-yard line and be brought out from there for Bentonville.
Well, now here's what we got to do. And when I say we, the Bentonville, I'm on there. I'm thinking as the Bentonville.
You're the offensive guy, so
yes.
you just you go with the win.
Yes. Here's what we got to do. We got to reestablish what we do offensively, and what they have been doing, and what were successful in the first half was being an offense that was both passing the ball and running the ball. They were a very, very multiple offense in the first half. You looked at the first half stats; they ran the ball just about as many times as they threw the ball. Successful doing both. That's what they got to reestablish their identity, like Bryant just did.
Yeah.
Reestablish who they are. Move the chains. Long drive right here. Take control of the game.
So here's Grant. Throw it out right side. Nice pickup that time. About 8 yards on the pickup.
Nice play. I mean, it's just a simple throw for Grant. Hits his receiver. Right there, sat down in the zone. Makes him one little move. Gets what he can get. Gets down for the 8-yard gain.
That was Blair Irvin who made the reception. And Bryant Davis made the tackle. So it's now a 2nd down and 2.
And you can do anything right here.
Ficklen's going to get the handoff straight ahead. He's going to have enough for the 1st down as he'll take it out to the 29-yard line. Host of Hornets right there to make the stop.
One of the linemen's helmets came off.
Been a physical game so far.
He's going to have to leave for one game. That's Caleb Schwager, their right guard.
Going to stop the clock while they reset the chains. So it's 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Brought in Josh Brandenburg, 68 for him.
Grant going to give it to Ficklin. No, he fakes it. Almost intercepted that time, as on the outside for Bryant, Tristan Knox was right there, but he was slipping down as he tried to make that interception.
Dangerous throw.
So that brings up a 2nd down and 10. You know, one thing that this offensive line for Bentonville's done a good job of is giving Grant a little bit of time to throw the football. I mean, he's not been under just a ton of pressure throughout the evening.
I'm looking at the sacks. What was there? There was a sack earlier, I remember. Yeah, 1 sack. That's it. And Bryant's done a good job of getting after the quarterback all season.
Here's another pass play across the middle of the field. It's complete, as that time he was able to hook up with Mason Hawkins for the reception and a 1st down. Jaden Welch right there to make the stop for the Hornets.
Good throw. Good catch. Welch got an arm in there trying to rake it out. He's able to keep focus on the ball and bring it in.
Here's another pass play. A little too high, trying to hook up with Mason Hawkins once again. On the coverage that time for the Hornets, it was Tristan Knox, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Total offenses for both teams, Bentonville so far 266 to Bryant's 236. Three receivers in the formation. They're going to give it back to Ficklin. He'll go straight up the middle, and he's getting a good run this time. He'll get all the way out. It's going to be a 10-yard gain for Ficklin as he takes it inside Hornet territory down to the 48.
Bryant was kind of loading the box, expecting a run there, and Bentonville was still able to run and pick up 10 yards. Ficklin got a good push from his offensive line, kept his feet moving, picks up the 1st down, 10 yards.
1st down and 10, down to 2 minutes 10 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Grant swings it out right side to Brooks.
Never caught it, never brought it in. Try to catch it, turn upfield all at the same time, and just never able to bring the ball in. That's a good angle, good look at it. Just kind of tied him up. It's like he was trying to decide which way to put his hands to bring that catch in.
So far, Trevor Grant, 14 of 27, 149 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down and 10. They'll line up 3 wide receivers in the formation. Ficklin is the running back. Going to give it to Ficklin straight ahead. And he'll be taken down as he crosses the 45 down to the 43. That time it was Matthew Nelson who came in to make the stop. And we've got a penalty flag down at the 46-yard line. Well, this would be a big penalty if it was a holding penalty against Bentonville.
I thought I counted 12 guys on the field.
Illegal participation against the defense.
Defense, yeah. I thought I'd counted 12 Hornets out there. one player ran on. I was like, I never saw a player run off, and so I was trying to count right when they were snapping, and I counted 12, and I was second-guessing myself because I didn't see a flag from the deep back judge.
Yeah.
And that's usually who's counting, and so I just was like, I miscounted.
So it gives Bentonville a first down. That's now 6 penalties for 81 yards for Bryant.
Well, that's costly. It gives them a first down. It was going to be, what, 3rd and 5?
Yeah. Ball's going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. Fakes the handoff to Ficklin. Grant looking to throw. Comes back left side, and he can't hook up with his intended target that time, trying to find Blair Irvin. He was open, just didn't have enough arm to get it to him.
It's a long throw. I mean, he's over on the far right hash mark, throwing it all the way across the field, throwing it down the field about 25 yards. That's a tough one, and he tried to throw a line drive in there instead of putting a little air under it. But it's just a difficult throw.
So it's 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers to the left side of the formation. Going to give it to Ficklin as he'll work right side. Has a nice running lane. And he'll get the first down as he takes it out to the 20.
Ficklin has been so impressive tonight. That puts him up over 130 yards. That was his 27th carry of the game. They are riding Ficklin tonight, getting behind that big offensive line. Had a couple pulling there, gets in behind 57, 68. And that's a good job of blocking and a good job of running it.
So it sets up a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 20.
Ficklin 27 for 133.
Gonna hand it to him again, straight up the middle. That's a hard 3 yards that he gets right there to bring up 2nd down and 7. On the tackle, it was Ryan Horn.
Yeah, that was an impressive 3-yard run. I'll tell you, that Bryant had a couple of guys in the hole, and he hit them hard and was able to bounce off of them and fall forward.
Well, what they're doing, 2 things right now is, A, they've gotten into field goal range. B, they're eating up a ton of time to end this 3rd quarter. Down to 37 seconds here in the 3rd. Wingback set off the left side of the formation. Gonna hand it to Ficklin again. And that time he stopped at the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard on the play. He did, and that'll bring up 3rd down as Eli Hill came in to make the stop.
Remember what Coach Quad Sanders told us at halftime? He said we got to find a way to get off the field. We didn't do that in the first half. Well, here's one of those times. You just had a 3rd and 5, but you had too many men on the field, so I gave him a fresh set of downs. Now it's 3rd and 7. You've got to get off the field here when we come back in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's going to do it for the 3rd. Bentonville, they lead it 20-14. When they come back, it'll be a 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
This is my ultimate guide to the most delicious Christmas ever. Absolutely scrumptious.
Next time on Real Rail Adventures, we're on board for Frosty Fun as we discover Swiss winter magic.
We'll take a look at the history of deep-sea sports fishing. Visit the city in Italy that made chocolate famous. Find out how you can sell your artwork on the internet.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Before my surgery, I was in excruciating pain, but thanks to UAMS Health, I'm now pain-free, and I'm planning my next big trip.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
Well, back here at War Memorial Stadium, 20-14, the Tigers lead the Hornets in the 7A state championship. How did we get to this point? Well, Wes, it was a real dominant effort by Bentonville there in the first half.
Yeah, they got Eli Brooks going, caught that little pass, cut all the way across the field, scored the touchdown for 43 yards out to take a 7-0 lead. Then Bryant got going. Jordan Walker with a short 2-yard run to tie things up at 7. Then Bentonville a couple of long drives that resulted in field goals, 10-7 lead. Later on, 13-7. Then Chris Ficklin with that 4-yard touchdown run made it 20-7. Jordan Walker responds after a nice Bryant drive. A lot of running plays in that drive. They get across the goal line to make it 20-14. Then Bentonville responds, and now for 3rd and 7 with a chance to put more points on the board.
Here is Trevor Grant. Going to throw it out left side to Eli Brooks and the Hornets. They're going to stop him after about a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 4th down now for the Bentonville Tigers. That time Tristan Knox came in to make the stop. Looks like coming out of the ball game is Knox. Looked like he was favoring his shoulder, Wes, and now Bentonville's going to set up for another field goal as the ball's at the 17-yard line.
A 34-yard field goal. Already got 2 field goals on the day. Similar distances.
33 earlier. Here's the kick, and it is good. And with 11:18 left here in the 4th quarter, Bentonville extends their lead to 23-14, makes a 2-score game.
How about Ryan Armstrong now? 33-yard field goal, 27-yard field goal, 34-yard field goal. He's 3 for 3 on his field goal attempts, and of course made his extra points too. Or actually, yeah, he made his extra points too. So
you realize he
came
into the game 3 of 7 on field goals.
But he was red hot.
Yeah,
he just made one in the semifinals with time running out to get them into this game. So he had a lot of confidence coming into this game.
And did you go back and watch that semifinal game? How they got him? They were running out of time and ran him onto the field, and he just lined up and nailed that thing.
Well, Conway did a great job on 3rd down. They sacked the quarterback, Grant, and it was 4th down, so they couldn't spike it. They didn't have any timeouts left. No. So the field goal unit was ready. They were all over there on the sideline. They ran out on the field. I mean, they said in the paper, the quote was, "We practice this every day in practice, so it was nothing new to us. We just did what we've been doing in practice, ran out there, snapped it, held it, he kicked it in."
So now if you're Bryant on this drive, I mean, you're going to need to score fairly quick. I mean, because you're now down 2 scores. You don't need a really long belated drive to get down and try to score the football.
You just got to score. RJ, sure. I don't care if it's a 5-minute drive, 6-minute drive. They have to score right here. Arkansas PBS is the home for high school sports. If you love seeing these high school sports championships live and also on demand, please consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today.
They fumbled the kickoff as it looks like Bryant was able to get back on it at the 26-yard line. It was Jacoby Boone who it came up short, and he fumbled it briefly and then was able to jump back on it.
Well, that could have been disastrous for the Hornets. Can't not afford a turnover right now.
So the Hornets will have it 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. 11:17 to play in the game, and Bentonville leading 23-14.
You don't have any mulligans left, really. You almost have to be perfect. You have to go down and drive. You got to get a stop, and then you got to get the ball back and drive down and try to win the game.
Bryant has had 2 turnovers so far in this game. It's 1st down and 10, 4 receivers in the formation, 5 receivers with the wing back off the left side. Jordan Walker's going to look to throw. Comes across the middle of the field, finds Caleb Tucker. And Tucker's going to take it out to the 34-yard line. It was Eli Pearson there to make the stop.
Tucker just ran down the field about 5-6 yards, turned in, looked at the quarterback. He delivered it on the money. Pretty easy pass and catch, picks up 8 yards. Good start to the drive.
Back to a 5-wide set on 2nd down. Walker under pressure, steps to his right, throws it downfield, and it is receiver get it. They're going to say he caught it down at the 49-yard line in Bentonville territory.
Here's a good look at it. Walker just using arm strength, got his hands under the ball. I think he caught that.
It's a great catch by Carter Ratliff.
First one of the game.
And is Bentonville going to try to challenge?
Player down.
Oh, they're going to play
down here at the 25.
Back at the 25. Thought for a minute Bentonville was going to try to challenge this, and they still may. It looks like the injured player for Bentonville is Robbie Dubry. It's a great job by Carter Ratliff to get his hands underneath it, pull it in for the catch.
Yeah, honestly, from up here, naked eye, I didn't think there was any way he caught that. And then on the replay, you look at it, I think he got his hands under it. That was a good catch.
Think about this for Carter Ratliff. He has been non-existent so far in this game. First catch that he has goes for 17 yards.
Yeah, their second leading receiver coming into the game. 9 touchdowns on the year.
Myron Thrash is back in there at the running back spot. They're going to hand it to him. He'll work back towards the middle of the field. There is a penalty flag down, and he's going to be thrown down back at the 46-yard line. It was Tristan Brown who came in to make the stop.
He's going to lose about 5 yards on the play. And if this is a hold on Bentonville or on Bryant, they got a decision to make. Do you want it 1st and 20 or 2nd 15?
On the defense, there's a 15-yard penalty. Will result in a first down.
It's going to be against Bentonville.
I did not hear what he said.
He said block below the waist.
Okay, a chop block.
Yeah, and so
there's no decision to make for Bentonville.
So Bryant's going to get a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to spot the ball down at the 34-yard line.
Well, that's a huge break for Bryant because they were looking at 2nd and 15 after the loss on the play, and now they're at the 34, first down.
Daniel Anderson in at running back. Walker's going to step up in the pocket, throw downfield. He's got his man. That's Caleb Tucker. Tucker's going to take it down to the 20-yard line, picks up another first down.
So Walker did a really good job of keeping his eyes down the field there. He stepped up in the pocket instead of taking off and running. See the defender there for Bentonville ready to try to make the tackle.
It was Fusselman that made the stop for Bentonville. So it's now 1st down and 10 from the 20.
Cam Thornton Meade was kind of spying Walker, had his eyes on him.
Fakes it to Daniel Anderson. Now here goes Walker. Jordan Walker going to go for the end zone. He's in for the touchdown, but there is a penalty flag down back at the 19-yard line.
Bentonville coaches are waving everybody, come on back, come on back. We'll have a good look at it here. Maybe a block in the back. Ooh, that is close. We'll see the replay. They're going to call that on Daniel Anderson, and it looks like he hits him from the side. I'll point out Anderson for you when we show the replay after we get this call. Here's Anderson here. Keep your eyes on him.
I mean, it's going to be close. And, you know, if you're in a live situation play for an official, I mean, I could maybe get that. We're going to talk about it.
Still talking about it.
There is no penalty. Result is a touchdown.
They're going to wave it off, and it's a touchdown for the Bryant Hornets.
I mean, honestly, at the replay we just got, and I know we have a different camera angle of it, you can see Anderson coming in, 22, follow him at the top of the screen. Looks like he's right there on the side. That's not a block in the back in my book.
No, I mean, usually you've always been taught if you get that hand on the shoulder and he turns his back, I mean, he essentially turned his back because he got pushed from the side.
Right.
So Bryant scores the touchdown. It's now 23-20 with 9:56 to play here in the 4th quarter, as Jackson Cook is going to be gone for the extra point.
I think we got a flinch. Bentonville kind of jumped, and it caused the Bryant. Oh, they didn't call it.
They didn't call it, but now the penalty flag comes out as the extra point's up and good.
The illegal shift on the kicking team. That's a 5-yard penalty. We'll retry that.
So they're going to retry the extra point. Trying to make it a 2-score game.
Well, Eli Hill was on the very end, and one of the Bryant guys kind of jumped, and it caused him to kind of flinch a little bit. And they were saying that should have been illegal motion, but I guess you got 2 guys in motion. They call it illegal shift one way or another. It's a penalty.
So now they're going to back it up 5 yards. Jackson Cook is going to attempt the extra point again.
You know, and this could be important. It's an important extra point because a field goal would win it for Bryant later on if Bentonville doesn't score again. If he misses this, a field goal will just tie it.
Snap is back. Kick is away. And it is good. And with 9:56 to play in the ball game, Bryant cuts into the Bentonville lead. It's 23-21.
That's all you could ask for. You know, 7A state championship game to come down to the fourth quarter. 2 good teams, 2 best teams all year long. Bryant wins the 7A Central. Bryant wins the 7A. I'm flustered. I'm so excited that we finally have a good game.
We finally had a good game.
We've had a bunch of blowouts.
Not that the rest of the weekend hadn't been great, but we've had a lot of sportsmanship rules go on in the last few games, and had some scores going on, but we haven't had a close game. And so this has been a fun one so far.
Can I try it again?
Yeah, go for it.
Bryant wins the 7A Central. Bentonville wins the 7A West. 2 best teams. They go through the playoffs as the #1 seed, winning their games, meeting the state championship game, and here we are in the fourth quarter, a 2-point game with 9:56 to go.
We will check in with Sierra here after the kickoff. 9:56 to play in the ball game. Grayson King's going to put a foot into it, and it'll be taken down at the 6-yard line. Brought up for Bentonville as it was Mason Hawkins, and he'll take it out to around the 18-yard line. Let's go down and check in with Sierra Clark on the sideline.
Yeah, that was a crazy last drive for Bryant. Bryant wide receiver Carter Ratliff said to quarterback Jordan Walker, if we have another drive like that, we're winning this ball game. The Hornets are super confident right now, and if they want to win this game, they got to do exactly what they just did.
Well, Bentonville's got the football now. It's 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
They want to reestablish the momentum on their sideline. They want to get a couple of first downs, move the chains, move the ball a little bit. Let's get down the field and see if they can't score some points.
4 wide in the formation. They're going to give it to Ficklin. Ficklin's going to get stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Leading the charge, it was Jayden Jones.
Defensive line for Bryant won that battle that time.
Got a 1-yard gain out of it as they got it to the 21-yard line, so it brings up a 2nd down and 9.
There was 2 defensive tackles that time for Bryant. Malachi McDonald was on in the play. They just stuffed the middle. They were trying to run in between the center and the guards. Right up the A gap, nothing there.
2nd down and 9. 3 receivers left side of the formation. Here's a pass play over the middle of the field, trying to hook up with Mason Hawkins. It's incomplete.
That time it was Eli Hill coming in, did a little inside move from his left defensive tackle or defensive end spot, and then flashed by the quarterback. He felt a little pressure, had to unload it a little quicker than he wanted to.
So that brings up a 3rd down and 9 from the 21-yard line.
I'll tell you what, this Bryant sideline, it is getting loud. Their fans are on their feet. The Bryant sideline's jumping up and down. You look over on the other sideline, there's not any movement on Bentonville.
3 receivers left side on this 3rd down and 9. Grant rolls to his left, throws it downfield, and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 42-yard line. Coming up with it for the Hornets, it was Matthew Glover.
Not sure where he was throwing that one. I don't know that if he had a receiver in that area.
I saw 2 Hornets.
Miscommunication. He thought his receiver was running a different route. Good catch. That's definitely an interception. Definitely a catch. All I can think is the receiver that we saw at the top of the screen that ran an out route to the sideline. He thought he was going to keep running down the field. And once again, he was coming under some pressure, unloaded the ball, and look, the Bryant defense just stepped up. That's what we were talking about. Who is going to make the plays? The Bryant defensive line just won that series. The first 2 plays, defensive lineman making the play, putting pressure on the quarterback. 3rd play right there, putting pressure on the quarterback.
Momentum has changed so far in this one as it's 1st down and 10 from the Bentonville 42-yard line. They're going to hand it to Daniel Anderson. Goes right side, lowers his head, and he'll be taken down to 39.
That reminds me of those videos you see on TV of two Rams hitting each other. That was a big collision, and they kind of bounced off each other. Neither one of them won that battle or feel good about it.
That was A.J. Looney who came up to deliver the blow.
He delivered a blow.
Second down, they're going to go back to Anderson. Anderson will get it down to the 36-yard line. Eli Pearson in to make the stop. Now you've got a third down. It's a 3rd down and 4 after the 3-yard pickup.
Got to think this is 4-down territory. If you do not get it here on 1st down, as long as you get some positive yards or don't lose some yards here.
Byron Thrash checks in at the running back spot.
Bentonville showing blitz.
Here's Walker under pressure. Throws it down the middle of the field. It's gone at the 11. Touchdown. Touchdown Bryant. That was Caleb Tucker who took it in for the Hornets.
What a play by Tucker. It was a prayer. Probably an ill-advised throw. But Tucker, sometimes you get a 50-50 ball and you tell your receiver, go up and win that battle. He went up, won that battle, came down with the ball, stayed on his feet. Gets hit as he's throwing it. Just a good play. Tell you what, now that you see the replay, he did have him one-on-one, and he gave his guy a chance. I thought it was a bad throw, a bad decision. Look, it's a 50-50 ball. You think your receiver's going to win the battle, throw it to him.
And Jordan Walker took a big hit as he was throwing that ball. So now Jackson Cook is on for the extra point. It's up. And it is good. And the Bryant Hornets, they have taken their first lead of the ball game as they lead at 28-23, 7:53 in this one. Don't go anywhere. We've got a great game going on in the 7A State Championship as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
It's a stirring celebration with unforgettable music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
We attain wholeness when we can bring joy and light into the world, which is the message of Hanukkah.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
That last drive, 3 plays, 42 yards in 1:05 after Jordan Walker hooked up with Caleb Tucker from 36 yards out, and Bryant has taken their first lead in the 7A title game by a score of 28-23.
Well, once again, Bryant takes advantage of a turnover. They get the turnover, turn it into a touchdown. That's what you're supposed to do when you get one of those turnovers.
Now here's the kickoff return by Bentonville, and Gavin Moman came in to make the stop on the return for the Tigers. That was Mason Hawkins.
I will say this, I watched a great 7A semifinal game last week between Conway and Bentonville, and they traded touchdown scores in the fourth quarter, and you thought Conway, after their last touchdown that took the lead, was going to win the game, but Bentonville responded with the game-winning field goal. This game's not over. Bentonville has been in this position just a week ago, and their offense was able to drive down and retake the lead. Let's see what the Tigers can do here because they've got the experience of doing this.
First down and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. They're going to hand it to Ficklin. Ficklin going to get to the line of scrimmage. Not much more than that as Malachi McDonald came in to make the stop.
If something has changed with this Bryant defensive line, the battle of the trenches. Bentonville was winning this battle in the first half. They were able to run the ball. Ficklin had some holes. Now all of a sudden now Bryant's doing a good job of stopping the offensive linemen. They're holding them up, and they're also not losing containment on the outside. Ficklin was able to bounce a lot of these runs to the outside. Bryant has made some adjustments, and it's working.
No gain on that last run. Stacked receivers both sides. It's a second down and 10 as Grant is under pressure, and he's going to go down. That was Eli Hill who came in to get the sack, only the second sack of the ball game.
That's 5 plays in a row the Bryant defensive line has won. The previous drive, all 3 drives, or all 3 plays, the defensive line made a play, either putting pressure on the quarterback or stopping the run. That's what they've done on these first 2 plays of this drive. First one, defensive tackles made a play. This play, Eli gets a sack.
6-yard loss back to the 11-yard line. It's third down and 16. 3 receivers to the right side of the formation, and Bryant's going to jump off sides. That was Eli Hill.
Eli giveth, Eli taketh away.
Yeah, he got a little quick on that one. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Sierra Clark. I think she's having microphone trouble, so we'll check back up with her in just a second. 3 wide to the near side. Here's a pass play, goes left side, and it's caught down at the 44-yard line.
What a catch. Hey, what a throw.
That was Mason Hawkins who came up with the catch. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 45. That's a big-time pass play as they had a third down and 16.
Great concentration. Cornerback goes up, tries to knock it down just over his hands. Safety's barreling down on him, makes the catch.
Here's a 1st and 10. They swing it right side into the hands of Irvin. Irvin cuts it back in the middle of the field as he takes it into Bryant territory down to the 38-yard line. That time Matthew Glover came in to make the stop for the Hornets.
They ran a play very similar against Conway last week. Just a short little pass, turned it up the field, and got like 30, 40 yards to set up the field goal late in the drive. But they're responding like a champ. They are champs.
2 receivers right side. In motion goes Dunn. Going to hand it to Ficklin, and Ficklin going to pick up a couple yards on the play to bring up second down. Clock running, 5:30 left here in the quarter.
Eli Hill came in from his defensive end spot to make the tackle. One of the guys making the tackle.
So it's second down and 8. Ball at the 36-yard line.
Got to think now this is 4-down territory from now on for Bentonville. 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the game. Down by 5. Got to get a touchdown.
2 receivers left side. Trevor Grant, the quarterback, has a wing back set off the right side. And in motion's done. Now Grant going to look to throw. Pump fakes, pulls it down, runs left side. Running for the pylon, and he's going to, I believe, Wes, he's going to be about 6 inches short of the first down.
Grant came into the game with 321 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. That time we saw him take it down. He was looking across the middle of the field and had a receiver there, but the Bryant defensive lineman jumped up, and if he'd have thrown the ball, it would have been batted down, so he had to bring it down, and by the time he wanted to throw it, it was too late. Scrambled out, left side of the pocket, picks up close to the first down. I thought he stretched the ball out right there to get that first down, but they didn't give him that.
So it's a third down and short. Ficklin's lined up out of the pistol set. Brooks in motion. They're going to give it to Fickle. He goes left side, or Ficklin, excuse me, and he'll get the first down as he takes it inside the 25-yard line down to the 23.
That was a great move by Ficklin. Made a fantastic cut to his left. One of the Hornet defenders got into the backfield. He made a move, made him miss. That enabled him to pick up the first down and more.
Bryant Davis in on the stop for the Hornets. Down to 4:30 left here in the ball game as Bryant leads 28-23. First down and 10. Fakes it to Ficklin. Going with the ball to the end zone. And it's knocked away. That time coming up with the deflection for the Hornets. That was Matthew Ferguson.
Tried a little out and up, a little double move there. But Bryant's cornerbacks did a good job of not biting on the fake. Safety was coming over to help out too.
Trying to hook up with Blair Irvin that time. The receiver for Bentonville.
Saw Matthew Ferguson there. That was a really good job by Ferguson for not biting on that fake.
So it's second down and 10 now. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Ficklin's going to take the handoff, works the left side, and he'll be hit at around the 20-yard line.
Did you see how Ficklin followed his block, set up the defense right there, let his blocker get in there, take out the defender, bounce off of him. It was another good one. I've been so impressed with Chris Ficklin tonight. Just a junior.
Yeah.
He's going to be a handful next year.
So now you've got a third down. The ball's at the 21-yard line. It's third down and 8. 3 receivers going to the right side of the formation. Trevor Grant takes the snap. Looking to his left. Still looking. Going to throw it left side and just out of bounds. There was a receiver in the area as I believe on that left side over there. Was it Irvin that was over there or was that Schmidt?
Irvin was down on the low side. I was watching him and his matchup. There was nobody open for him.
Jake Jones came in and made all the pressure.
Yeah, Grant did a good job of buying some time, hoping somebody could get loose, but nobody was getting loose. And so he basically did what Walker did for Bryant. He just tried to throw the ball up, give his guy a 50-50 ball, but overthrew him and went out of bounds.
By the way, Ficklin was the one that was the intended target. Now you've got a fourth down and 8. 3 wide to the near side. Grant looking to throw, comes back right side. Into the hands of Dunn, and Dunn gets knocked out of bounds. It's going to depend on the spot. I don't think he got to it.
He didn't get it, RJ. They're marking him at the 14, maybe outside the 14. He had to get inside the 14.
The officials are going to say no, turnover. Bryant holds, and they are going to get the football back with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the ball game.
Let's take one more look at that replay. Show everybody once again that spot. Make sure that was a good spot because, you know, Bentonville can challenge this.
Well, and it can also be reviewed from the booth as well.
Got to get to.
He caught it at the 16. Yeah, I mean that's a good spot. He
goes out of bounds right around the 14.
So Bryant's going to get the football back. It'll be first and 10 from. They're going to spot it at the 14-yard line.
I think they got it right.
Oh, now we've got whistles.
I think Bentonville's challenging this. They called a timeout. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what
officials are coming to talk to Coach Grant right now. I wonder if he's challenging this spot.
I mean, you almost have to, don't you?
Oh, it's huge.
Because if you don't challenge it, being that it's on that, I mean, it's the opposite side of the field is what they are.
That's what he's doing. He's looking right now. He's looking at the 14, looking where the marker was.
I just, you know, on the review that we just saw, thought it was a good call. Okay, so they're going to go over and look at it again. While they do that, let's check in with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, what Bryant has been able to do the past few drives is really lean into their core, which is their defense. It might be Coach Quad Sanders' first year as head coach at Bryant, but he was the defensive coordinator for the Hornets for years. He was part of that dynasty that won 5 straight state titles. So that's his bread and butter. So it's no shock that the Bryant Hornets defense is playing lights out right now.
Thank you, Sierra. Now, what you're looking at is the official review. That's the feed from DV Sports right now. That's what the officials are looking at.
See, he never goes down. He comes down on the Bryant player, so it's where the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
See,
But,
I don't think there's a body part that ever touches the ground unless that right knee right there is on the ground, but we can't see because of that number 1.
Which,
if his knee is down there, he's definitely short.
But they can't see that, so you can't turn it over.
Exactly.
And so you would then essentially say the ruling on the field stands.
Unless there's another angle that they have that can show where the ball is when he rolls out of bounds if that knee is not down on the ground.
And for those back at home, this is the same review company that does collegiate sporting events, whether it be the Razorbacks or anything you see on TV. This is DV Sports who does all of that, and they're doing it for our high school championship. So let's get the call of the replay review. Larry Stidman is our official.
After the review, the call stands. The ball will be Bryant at the 14, 1st and 10.
But I like that, because now everyone knows watching this game, the Bentonville fans, the Bryant fans, did they get that right?
Yeah.
There's not the controversy of a blown call in a state championship game causing someone the state title.
Yeah.
The stakes are so high. Let's get it right. Let's make sure it's right.
Now, you've been saying this in the entire game. This is where you feed your running backs with 3:14 left. Here's Thrash as he'll move in and out, and there's a penalty flag down. Was able to get about 3 yards on the play.
Where that came in from, it's either holding or a face mask.
I think the initial call was a face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask against the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Wes, you get a first down, and now you're out of the shadow of your own end zone. Gives you a fresh set of downs with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play here in the ball game.
Good look at. We didn't show that replay, but the defender came in and was just kind of reaching and pulling and got his hand accidentally stuck on that face mask and tugged on it.
So Bryant's going to let some clock run. They've got 30 seconds on the play clock. Now Bentonville has 2 timeouts left, but Bryant's not going to be in any hurry whatsoever to snap this football.
Yeah, Bentonville's got to get a 3 and out here. They got to get a stop. They've got 2 timeouts left. Bryant is basically 2 first downs away from winning a state championship.
Walker will take the snap, going to hand it to Thrash. Thrash straight ahead as he'll get it out to the 36-yard line.
They'll call their timeout here, their second timeout.
And that'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left.
Timeout, Bentonville. There's the first charge timeout of the half. Second charge timeout.
And honestly, Bryant's 1 first down away from winning this game.
Yeah.
I said 2, but with the time situation and only 1 timeout left after this play from Bentonville, they pick up the first down. This game's over.
Going back to that 4th down play, what a heads-up move by the defensive back. You got to know where you're at on the field. Make sure that your guy doesn't get to that spot and drag him out of bounds at that point. There's a lot that goes into making that stop right there.
They say football's a game of inches, and you know what? He makes the tackle right there. If he goes another 12 inches.
Half a foot, really.
He gets the first down. And who knows what happens then.
Yeah. So you've got a 2nd down and 7. Wingbacks off the right side.
Got Daniel Anderson in there with them right now, the Northwestern signee.
They fake it to Anderson, going to look to throw. Going across the middle of the field, it's caught. They went to Kamari Austin, who was able to make the play down at the 37-yard line. But hold everything.
Flag
We've got a penalty flag back at the 40.
Tell you what, they went for the jugular. They got it, but let's see what this penalty is. Talk about aggressive play calling, RJ. That's something.
Go downfield. It's the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
You see, I just circled the offensive lineman. That's clearly way down the field.
I mean, if you're the offensive lineman at that point, you know what's coming. It's like maintain
I don't think
your
he must not have. I mean, he must have misunderstood the play call.
Because that's not an RPO. That's not an RPO at that point.
I mean, here he is. You can see right here.
Yeah.
He is well down blocking. He thought it was a run play. That's all I could think. There's another one here. There's another one right over there. So they weren't clear on the play.
So it's second down and 12 now. Take the handoff again, trying to get it to Carter Ratliff.
I'm really surprised they didn't run the ball. They got one timeout left. You run the ball here. Look, it's second 12. They've been running the ball well. You pick up 4 yards. It's 3rd and 8. They burned their last timeout. You run the ball again, maybe pick up 4 yards. So what? It's 4th and 4. You run another 30 seconds off the clock. They don't have any timeouts left. You punt. They have to drive the length of the field with about a minute to go and score a touchdown.
Daniel Anderson in at running back.
They were aggressive with their play call, and they're staying. They got an offsides call there. That's huge. Good hard snap fake call there from the quarterback, Jordan Walker.
Run snap. Encroachment by the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
3rd and 12 to 3rd and 7.
But you still need to run the football. I mean, right?
They're going. They want the first down in the game.
Yeah.
That's all they're thinking right now. First down, game's over. I'm going to Kamari Austin. He's been your big play wide receiver all year.
Austin's lined up on that far side over there. Walker going to run with it. Comes left side. Stays on his feet. Gets out to the 50. Picks up the first down.
No, RJ, I was thinking Bryant Hornets are looking at the scoreboard. They're pointing at it. They know it's over.
The clock never stopped or started.
Never started.
But everybody's looking at it because the thing in Bryant, they all talk about hashtag 212 that Buck James started, and it stopped momentarily on 212.
Well, I was thinking, we've seen a lot of Anderson and Thrash recently, and Walker was the one doing a lot of the running early. We hadn't seen him recently. They kind of got away from it on that big 3rd down play. They call his number.
So they're going to hand it off to Daniel Anderson straight ahead. And he'll take it down to the 48, and Bentonville's going to use their last timeout. So now, Wes, they take their last timeout.
Timeout. Bentonville.
You can essentially kneel this thing down and take it to the house. Run the clock out.
Huge run by Jordan Walker.
Look,
wow, how about that?
Yeah.
And then the first down. I don't know how many yards he ended up picking up on that run. They're going to credit him with
14.
14. It was 3rd and 12. I don't know if they called the same play on 3rd and 12, but on 3rd and 7, it's plenty to pick it up.
Here's that replay of the Daniel Anderson run. Roll back if we've got it of that Jordan Walker run.
That's the play of the game.
Yeah, that's the thing that sealed this thing. And by the way, Jordan Walker, 19 carries, 150 yards, and 3 touchdowns so far in this game.
And Jordan's run for more yards than Myron Thrash and Daniel Anderson combined. And look, we've talked about Chris Bicklin and what a great game he's had. He finished with 147, and Walker's outgained him.
So it's second down. Walker's going to run with it again. Comes around the left side, tries to stay in bounds, but he got pushed out at the 43.
That's where he's just got to go down on the knee, stay in bounds. That's costly.
Yeah.
The clock stops at 1:35. He's got to get down, just go down to 2 knees.
So you've got a 3rd down and 3 now for Bryant.
If he goes down, the clock is just still running. you're getting down to 1 minute left in the game.
Yeah.
You take this snap, and then you can let another 30 seconds go off the clock.
They're going to give it to Myron Thrash. Thrash up the middle, gets the first down.
Doesn't matter.
Got it inside the 40, picked up the first down.
Credit that offensive line for Bryant. You know, we said that a little earlier. When they were down, they had to get some drives going, and that offensive line, those running backs, Jordan Walker, they produced 2 long drives, get the touchdown, now run out the clock. This is what the coaches talk about. You get the ball back, with everybody knows you're going to run it, and you're able to run out the clock. It's a great feeling for that offensive line coach.
So now the Hornets just going to watch the clock run down. There's 7 seconds on the play clock.
Call a little timeout. They've got 3 left. They'll let it go all the way to 1. There's your timeout.
So they'll talk this one over as there's
Bryant, Bryant. That's the first time timeout of the half.
57 seconds left here in the ball game. And, you know, for Quad Sanders, a lot of people were talking last year, well, Buck James was gone. Bryant didn't get to another state championship game. And Quad, there was a lot on his shoulders after last year not getting here. And for him to be able to get down here and be able to get to a state championship and not only win a state championship, but to be able to come from behind and win a state championship.
Oh, he's so excited. That was a great shot of him. He took all the heat last year.
He did.
After the semifinal game, he took all the blame.
Yeah, Quad's one of the, you know, we've all got friends with coaches in the entire business. He's one of the good guys for sure. He's humble, and you know, he always says, and you talk to Quad Sanders quite a bit, you know, one of his mentors in the game is Buck James.
Oh yeah,
they talk all the time.
Even during the game week.
Yeah.
For Brian Conway this year.
Yeah. Walker's going to take the knee.
They'll set it. 40-second clock starts.
I think they've got the buckets of ice ready for Quad, by the way.
They're going to double dose him?
I think they're going to double dose him, yeah. I think there's JT Allen that had the bucket. Clock down to 30 seconds.
He is so happy just watching him on the sideline.
They're going to let the running back kneel that one down. That time it was JT Allen who knelt down, and there goes the ice bucket bath for Quad Sanders and the Bryant Hornets. They return to the pinnacle as they are your Class 7A state champions.
I think they're just as happy for him as they are for themselves right now. That team came to him to celebrate. He was engulfed by the entire team to celebrate.
We're going to go and shake hands with the Bentonville players as the Bryant Hornets win by a final score of 28-23. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have all the trophy presentations, and we will hear from Quad Sanders himself as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
One snowman cake, present and correct.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
We have much to be grateful for.
Just what I wanted for Christmas.
I had hoped for the opportunity to dazzle.
Dazzle?
Good news indeed.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Before my surgery, I was in excruciating pain, but thanks to UAMS Health, I'm now pain-free and I'm planning my next big trip.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
I love it.
We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it. Welcome.
Whoa, Nelly!
Let's set this palace on fire.
I love it.
Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh, fasten your seatbelt.
I love it.
I love it.
Delighted to hear it. You make a good team.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
The future of Arkansas PBS, its programs, and its irreplaceable purpose all rest on a strong foundation of community support. Help us continue to impact lives for generations to come. Keep good going with a tax-deductible donation of just $5 a month. Visit myarpbs.org/donate to learn more.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
Their heart is in this community.
And I think Everett does a great job making sure they have a positive, lasting impact.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Well, there it is, the Bryant Hornets, your 7A state champions. Wes, how about this? 6 times in 7 years for the Bryant Hornets to win a state championship.
Pretty dominant program right there, and you think the time they didn't win it, they lost in the semifinals, so they almost got to the state championship game. It's been quite a run for these Bryant Hornets, and tonight they had to come from behind. They were trailing and didn't play their best, and you got to give credit, a lot of credit to Bentonville, because Bentonville played very well in the first half and had 3 really good drives that produced 13 points. I think that's probably one thing that Bentonville's thinking and going to be thinking about. We need to score at least one of those on those field goal drives. They kicked 3 field goals tonight. We needed to get in the end zone a couple more times.
Now, let's take a look at the final stats for tonight's game, and there they are. Passing yards, Bentonville actually 203 to 122, but the rushing game, and really it was because of one person. Jordan Walker for the Hornets ran it 20 times for 155 yards. And look at the total yards. Only 3 yards separate the two, Wes. And then penalties. Penalties were big for the Hornets tonight. They had 10 for 106 in this ball game. And so Jordan Walker, as I said, 9 of 18 passing for 122, a touchdown and an interception. He also ran it 20 times for 155 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game.
some of the costly penalties that you hear Quad Sanders at halftime. He's like the pass interferences. And he's like, you know, we had our hands on them. We can't do that. They called it, and that's the right call. But those were some of the costly penalties that they had. Here's a look at the first half highlights. Eli Brooks, big for Bentonville, scores the first touchdown of the game. But Bryant marches right down the field. Jordan Walker scores on a 2-yard run to tie things up. Got a couple of field goals from Ryan Fernstrom, and Bentonville leads at 13-7 at the half. Chris Ficklin's touchdown run makes it 20-7, but then Bryant comes back. They respond. Jordan Walker had a 5-yard touchdown run, and that got it to within 20-14 after a field goal made it 23-14. Jordan Walker does it again, this time a 20-yard touchdown run to give Bryant their first lead of the game. Caleb Tucker, the big pass play from Jordan Walker. 50-50 ball, Walker puts it up, and Tucker makes the catch and gets into the end zone, and Bryant wins this one 28-23. Big defensive stop, too, from Bryant there at the end. Bentonville, man, they marched right down the field. Looked like they were going to have a chance to retake the lead, but it was 4th and, what was it, RJ, about 7?
Yeah, 4th and 7.
Bryant stopped them after about a 6.5-yard gain. Turns the ball over, then Bryant's able to run out the clock.
And your MVP of tonight's ball game is Jordan Walker, as he was just named the MVP. Now, let's head down the sidelines as Sierra Clark has got the winning head coach, Quad Sanders.
No problem. Do not apologize. Coach Sanders, you've been part of this Bryant dynasty that's won 5 state championships before today, but you were an assistant. How does it feel to win that 6th state title for this program as a head coach?
First of all, let me do this because I ain't never done it. This ain't possible without God. Like, I've been on a different journey, and my wife started it. And when I looked up at the scoreboard, all I said was, I believe. And I ain't believing in the win. I just believe in the work we put in. You don't play for victory. You just pray for an opportunity to get better every day. And that's what we did. We got better every single day. If anybody want to know who the best team around here, it's us. It's us. If anybody want to know who the best team to come through Bryant, is this one. Because of what we've done and what we accomplished. It means so much because of where we came from and what we had to do to get back here. I just can't thank God enough for the opportunity.
Talk about where we came from. Where did you guys come from? Tell us about that.
Man, we thought we were supposed to be here. We felt some entitlement last year just because we had been through so much, and we thought we had something to prove. And we didn't. We didn't. We could have just played football. And so to go from the way we got embarrassed in our home field, this is our second home, by the way, in our home field, to rebound and say we don't have a chance because we lost so many guys. And then we come back and we go undefeated. And this is the only close game we played. And that's how it's supposed to be. We came a long way. We've done a lot. And we deserve it. We deserve it. Them guys, those seniors deserve it. The seniors deserve it. They don't get enough credit. The quarterback don't get enough credit. All 3 running backs don't get enough. The receivers don't get enough credit. The offensive linemen don't get enough credit. Nobody on defense gets enough credit. Everybody in the world can go to college and get an offer, and we don't settle. We go to college and play wherever we get. But everybody we beat got all these big offers, and won't nobody come in here. I blame me, but that's okay because we got winners. And if you want a winner, you come to Bryant and you recruit them.
Well, there you said it. Thank you so much, Coach. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you, Sierra, and that was a passionate Quad Sanders, and rightfully so. I mean, and Sierra said it. He won all those other state championships as an assistant coach, and now let's check in with our MVP, Jordan Walker.
Jordan, congratulations on that state championship. Not only did you win a state title as your senior, but you led your team from a come-from-behind win. How were you motivated to get your team out of that hole?
I mean, I just stayed calm. I stayed composed. I knew we had to win the football game one way or another, and that's exactly what I did. We stayed calm the entire time. We didn't let the score drop our heads, you know. I mean, we were down by, 2 touchdowns at half or a touchdown, and, I mean, we just kept our heads up the entire time because I knew we could win this football game.
And Coach Sanders told me over the summer, you really emphasis on building a relationship with your receivers. Paid off.
Yeah, most definitely, because I mean I knew I'm gonna need every single one of those guys to win a state championship, and they helped me a lot during this season, and I'm just very, very grateful. Without them, I couldn't have done it.
And also your defense had some key takeaways. Talk about them as well.
Like I said, without them, I couldn't have done it. I mean, my defense, we got the best defense in the state. I can't do anything without those guys. You know, it ain't me. Without them, we're not even here.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Sierra, as the Bryant Hornets moved to 13-0 on the season. And, you know, that's it was a good night for the Hornets as they moved to 13-0 and our Class 7A state champion. So, well, it's been a fun weekend so far, Wes, and we've got more championships next Saturday.
Celebrate Bryant's victory. Official championship gear is now online. Visit www.arkansashighschoolsports.com to find apparel and memorabilia commemorating this unforgettable season for Bryant. That's arkansashighschoolsports.com.
Well, we will do it again next Saturday. We've got the 4A game and the 3A game next Saturday at noon, and then again at 6:40 on next Saturday. You can watch those games right here on Arkansas PBS. For everybody that helped put these games on with Arkansas PBS, the camera guys, the producers, Troy Mitchell and his staff, and most of all, thank you for watching these games here at War Memorial Stadium. Your final for the 7A game, it's 28-23. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.